Yo, I'm gonna save you from Fiona Apple. It's too sad. What up, what up, what up, chat? Hey, hey. What up, Micah? What up, shit sniffer? What up, dude? Yo, Cheesy, did you gift that today? Was that right now? Oh, fuck yeah. Thank you, Cheesy Bread, for the giftee already. Let's go full cam. What up, everybody? How's it going? Sorry I'm late. I was going back and forth on whether to stream at all today, but I decided to stream because Becca was wanting to do some work, so whatever. And also there's some crazy shit going on that's kind of been giving me anxiety, brother. It's giving me fucking anxiety shit going on right now, so we're gonna cover it. We're gonna look into it. I haven't like looked that far into it, like watched anything in much detail or gone through every single thread, but we're gonna do it tonight in a fine-tooth comb. But before we get to that, what was I doing today? You may notice my hair is a little wet. That's because I was at the beach. I went to the beach with Becca and Tofu and Mari and my friend Rigo, who we've had on the stream before. And we had a really, really nice little beach day. It was awesome. It was beautiful. It was a great day. It just felt awesome. I wasn't checking Twitter. I was just enjoying a nice day at the beach with my friends. That sounds fun. Yeah, socialist beach episode. Yeah, it was. It was great. It was beautiful. How hot was it? It was probably like, I mean, that's why we went to the beach, because when you go to the beach, it's like so much cooler when you're by the water. So it's like 70 degrees there. 70 degrees at the beach or so. Hold on, let me compile these threads real quick. It's gonna be really hard to piece together a timeline of all of this outside of the threads, but like between threads is what we're gonna be talking about today. So if you guys don't know, which why would you know if you're not a freak like me, checking Twitter and keeping up on local politics all the time, there was a protest in LA today. I thought about maybe going. Boy, am I glad I didn't, dude. Holy fuck, man. I am honestly, I'm a little spooked. Don't tell anybody else though. Don't tell anybody else, but it's like, it is scary seeing people that are my friends and you know, colleagues in this like documenting of like, well, let's just check it out. Let's just get into it. Let's start with a cat with news, because he had a hell of a day, and he's got one really long thread. Okay, so a pro-Palestine protest outside of Adas Torah is here, blocking entrance. LAPD arriving with less lethal in Pico Robinson, LA, California. So I'm not gonna lie, honestly, I saw Sean's earlier coverage in the day, and I was a little disappointed, because this like framing is kind of exactly what every like LA Times right now, you know, like pro-Palestinian activists and Israel supporters clash outside West LA synagogue. Like, they're not like nobody, and what I'm pointing out and like drawing conclusion here is that nobody's pointing out what the fucking protest was about. Everybody's framing it as if a bunch of anti-Semites just came around to try to like fucking do a pogrom on like a synagogue. Like, that's literally the way they're framing everything here. Like that it's just it's a synagogue, and that's why people are angry. And it's like, that couldn't be further from the truth. That is not true at all. You know, in the Discord, people were posting about this yesterday. I can show you right here. So this was a Code Pink action. Here's the Sunday. Join at 12 p.m. Help us advocate to stop the homes. Help us advocate the stop of homes being sold on stolen Palestinian land. So these are fucking auctions. These are auctions where they're selling West Bank settlements. Like it's not, they're not like they are, everything is framing it as if there's no other context. Like, look, dozens of pro-Palestinian demonstrators and supporters of Israel engaged in a violent clash Sunday outside a synagogue in the Pico Robinson neighborhood of Los Angeles. Pro-Palestinian activists began gathering in front of the Adas Torah synagogue, the 900 block of West Pico Boulevard, shortly before 11 a.m. LAPD officer Tony M. told City News Service they were quickly met with counter demonstrators, many of them carrying Israeli flags. Video posted on social media shows fistfights breaking out among protesters, some of whom are wielding sticks and handles from protest signs as police in riot gear stand nearby. Remember this, okay? Numerous scuffles can be seen along the street, with some protesters hurling obscenities as they wrestle one another to the ground. There were no immediate reports of injuries or arrests. Rabbi Herzl Elulian, founder of the JEM Community Center in Beverly Hills, told KCAL News that the protest doesn't belong in front of a synagogue. I don't think the Jewish would go in front of a mosque, or the Christian people or go in front of a mosque to do such a thing. Like, they're literally, everything is just, everything in here. They don't mention the settlement cell at all. They don't mention it at all. They don't mention the reason for the protests at all. And so they imply, by not mentioning that, they imply, and look at this picture, dude, also. Like, a pro-Israel counter-protester leans in to reason with the pro-Palestine side. Like, are you fucking kidding me, dude? So let's look at what actually happened. So police showed up very early. The area is very tightly packed. Nominally, the pro-Palestinian faction here to stop a real estate sale in Israel and Gaza. I've been unable to independently confirm that the real estate sale is happening. What the fuck is this chant he's saying? Free the strip by the sea? From the strip by the sea? Oh, my bad. Hold on. Here, I got you. You can't hear. My bad. Here.
Free the strip by the sea!
You can't really hear. Police immediately start beating, naturally. And look at these guys back here dancing. LAPD pushing back pro-Palestinian demonstrators. There's a second front of the pro-Palestine protests on the other side of the synagogue as well. Doing my best to keep an eye on that one as well. I don't know what this picture is, but LAPD presence is high as are the amount of private security for the synagogue in Pico Robinson. So, like, look at this. All this private security, all this LAPD. Okay. Lovely shouting between groups spilling out onto the road, as well as between pro-Israel and pro-Palestine demonstrations in Pico Robinson. Things escalating in the street between pro-Palestine and pro-Israel demonstrators outside of Adas-Torah in LA. Both sides making threats and some shoving already happened. What up, Colt? How are you? What up, Luna? How are you feeling, Luna? Are you recovering well? An egg thrown at a pro-Palestine demonstrator. Punches thrown. Bear spray deployed by someone. Not sure who yet. They threw an egg? Jesus fucking Christ, bro. Things escalating quickly, updating as quickly as possible. Another large violent event happens as several police officers go into the crowd. LAPD and MAGA and AM and a few protesters chasing one pro-Palestine demonstrator. Another scuffle occurs nearby. Pico Robinson. Like, look, one side is saying stop. Knock this shit off. More bear spray deployed. It hit both sides, including a photographer who looked to be going through it pretty bad. More punches thrown between pro-Palestine and pro-Israel demonstrators. Oh god, that's so scary. Bro, what the fuck? Ugh, like everybody. This is all today. What up, Die Happy? It's fucking crazy, dude. LAPD calling an unlawful assembly, saying it's on both sides on Pico. Notably, they are way off script and have varied between immediately 10 minutes and 15 minutes. We'll update as I can.
Again, this is an unlawful assembly. If you do not leave, you can be subject to arrest and other police action. Other inaction include using less lethal ammunitions, which may hurt you.
They're just like, we're gonna shoot you if you don't leave. LAPD lining up now with less lethals. Platoons still joining the line. Pro-Palestine and pro-Israel demonstrators still trading taunts. Yeah, we'll get to that first. Nothing. We'll get to that. I'll pull it up here. I think I have it, but we're gonna look at Sean's footage today because he's the one that tweet is about. So we're gonna look at it from the beginning, so I can give you guys a gist. I'm not just gonna lead with like the bad stuff, but more violence between pro-Palestine and pro-Israel demonstrators. Not exactly sure how it started. LAPD just about 10 yards away. We are in the moment of open street brawls. Oh, also, this guy has my same camera. Sean is in our Sean? No, Sean is in a friend of mine, not Sean the Black, obviously. This is an LA-based reporter. He reports on protests. Also, Slum Dude, I'm so sorry I missed it. Thank you for the 100 bits. Appreciate you, if you're still here. If you didn't leave in a rage because I donowalled you. I totally missed that. I'm sorry. What up, XGU?
Get out! He's causing trouble.
Bro, these are children. Look at this. These are fucking children. This kid's like 12 years old. We have fucking Nazi youth out here beating people. Fucking insane. Wait, you're right, Arun. Hold on. Oh, that guy's saying go. They're just saying leave, like get out of here, go. Yeah, dude, I would never be this close to this shit. I'm sorry. I feel like I can predict cops. I can't predict like fascist mobs like this. It's like this genuinely scares me. Like I would probably leave here. If I was here, I would try to find friends and I would leave if this shit was happening. Like I don't want to fuck with this shit. Unless I'm like well prepared. Like I need to get armor. I need to be well prepared, you know? And I like just going to a protest like this. I'm not dressed for fucking war, man. Like too bloody scared of cops. Hey man, it only takes yeah, fascists want to fight. Exactly, Zax, bro. This is all in LA today. So this is like 6 hours ago. This is like earlier today, afternoon today, in the middle of LA. Pico Robinson. And listen, I said this earlier, and I said this the night of the UCLA attacks. I said this like in the coverage of that afterwards, whenever fascist mobs attacked college students. Fascist mobs attacked college students at an encampment, and it was really severe. Like they were throwing explosives into the encampment. They were spraying bear mace. They were beating press as UCLA Bruins, or the Daily Bruin, as the school newspaper, had 4 reporters there on the ground as that was happening, and as they returned to their cars, they were jumped and beaten by like 4 adult men, college journalists. You understand? Like, it's fucking horrifying. And what did they learn from that night? One person got arrested. A single person got arrested, and that person was confirmed to be there by their mom on CNN. And they were given a misdemeanor, not even a felony count. So the far right learned they can do extreme violence with impunity.
Hi, I'm sorry.
Yeah, what up, Enforcer 1? Thank you so much for the sub. They learned that they can do violence with impunity. LAPD learned that they can, that the protesters can be abused without them being the ones doing it, right? So like that's what they want, of course. The LAPD as an organization loathes us. They fucking hate our guts, bro. They fucking hate our guts, and they love to watch us get the shit kicked out of us. They love to watch that. So what they can just stand by. Did they catch a lot of flack in the press? No. Is anybody asking where the arrests are from that night? No. Everybody's moved on. And so yeah, why wouldn't the Zionists attack again like this? Why wouldn't they attack? Like, they learned that they can do this. Of course they're going to continue doing it. Of course they're going to continue doing it. Yeah, die happy. So this was in front of a synagogue, but they were doing, at that event, they were doing an auction for Palestinian land. Most normies I know don't even know that the UCLA attack happened. I mean, it did get a lot of like national press like the week afterwards, but nobody's followed up. Nobody followed up. Oh, we never got a result? Okay, I'll just end it. Hold on, I'll just end it. I don't know, man. It's really scary to me. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I am scared. Like, I feel like we are headed towards open political violence in the streets, and that's really fucking scary. Like, this only escalates, you know? If you make it so that people have to defend themselves with violence, or they get violently attacked, if you make it that, then like people will defend themselves, and the violence is only going to escalate and escalate and escalate and escalate. The DA, he didn't decline to charge it. Well, okay, kind of. You're right, kind of, Migs. You are kind of right, because the DA in LA only prosecutes felony charges. And he said that it didn't qualify for a felony, so he like referred the case to Heidi Feldstein Soto, who is the city's attorney. So it would be a misdemeanor charge from the city instead of a felony charge. But we don't even know if she's going to pursue those charges yet. So there are still charges, but they're misdemeanor, not felonies, because the DA deals with felonies and the city attorney deals with misdemeanors, I guess. So you're not wrong, but yeah, just for further clarification. Okay, let's keep going through this thread here. LAPD pushing pro-Palestine demonstrators back. There's also pro-Israel demonstrators mixed inside of the crowd. The area directly in front of the synagogue is clear, and things are spilled into Pico. Oh, my bad. No, XGU, absolutely not. And if you brought, like, specifically at protests, although these laws also, the laws I'm talking about like you can't bring weapons to protests, those also exist for fucking pepper spray and bear mace and shit like that. Like, if you are caught with these items at a protest, it is compounding charges in a really significant way. But I guess Zionists are allowed to do that, like, so yeah. But like, if you brought bear mace or something or pepper spray to a protest like this and you got arrested, you would be charged. Like, you would be your charges would compound, and you would get more charges, like significantly more charges. And that's like an LA or California specific law, I believe. Both sides being pushed back and have separated into the left, mostly pro-Israel demonstrators, and the right, mostly pro-Palestine demonstrators, sides of the streets. Police have pushed both sides onto Pico and Crest as the dueling demonstrations begin, or between pro-Israel and pro-Palestine demonstrators, seeing shoving and threats. Many small fights ringing out after LAPD pushed both sides onto Pico in the Pico Robinson neighborhood after a pro-Palestine and pro-Israel demonstration. Saw at Tina Desiree Berg get pushed from behind. A pro-Israel demonstrator threatened to burn Katie Burns at the stake. These are two other on-the-ground independent journalists in LA. Look at these children, dude. Like, these kids are in high school. They're like freshmen in fucking high school. This is the craziest thing about the footage that I have seen, is how young the pro-Israel side, like, they brought fucking children. It's really weird. As some pro-Palestinian protesters were leaving, a small group of pro-Israel protesters followed and it briefly attempted to block their vehicles. A rabbi's headwear was removed by pro-Israel demonstrators. They've shouted and threatened him a few times for attempting to keep the peace. A rabbi? Zionists are attacking a fucking rabbi? Yeah, look, he's a rabbi, and these are all the pro-Israel side. Bro.
Listen to your we are on the same page. Today we stand strong together. We don't fight. Hi guys.
Hi guys. That's actually funny. Hi guys. Okay. I like that guy's so chill. Like, what the fuck? W rabbi. Just trying to diffuse the situation. Hey man, like, are we overreacting a little bit? Like, you know, like, what's going on? Like, why are you guys being so incredibly fucking violent and fascist? Like, I've heard you all scream rape threats at every person here. Like, that's not very Jewish of you, bro. Like, everything you're doing goes against the principles that I teach. Like, stop. Of course. I will once again remind you that a lot of the pro-Palestine, I'm not pointing people out, but I know a lot of these people at these protests, and a lot of them are Jewish, bro. Like, the people being attacked are Jewish here. As much as they would love to frame it as a fucking, you know, as a fucking, like, you know, attack on the synagogue, that it was only built out of anti-Semitism. The people that are doing this are, you know, very diverse community of pro-Palestine protesters in LA. One brawl in Pico Robinson, LA is much larger. Left at least one pro-Israel demonstrator bloody, and lots of punches thrown towards pro-Palestine demonstrators. Bear mace in the air, multiple other fights. Chaotic to say the least. Things continuing, both crowds now walking through Pico Robinson, exchanging the occasional fight and lots of taunts. Pro-Palestine protesters appear to be attempting to walk away through the neighborhood. Pro-Israel demonstrators are following them. This is good reporting. Actually, I don't think I can show this. This guy's kind of bloody. You don't really see much. It's just people, like, kind of walking on the streets. Everybody's walking in the same direction. People in keffiyehs are kind of in front. Other people are in the back. We also see, let me see if I can show this. This guy, who is a regular face, was at the attack 100%. This guy right here was 100% at the attack, provably at the attack, has been spotted and identified. Multiple videos of him doing crimes at the attack. The dueling protests have devolved. It is now pro-Palestine demonstrators being followed by several hundred pro-Israel supporters. More bear mace and another fight. Yo, Riot Vision, thank you for subbing. 6 months. Welcome to the club for the clapper club. You got a slate now. Hell yeah. Can you see who shot that? The mace? Migs live. Thank you so much for subbing. Who shot this? Was it? Oh, it's this guy right here. Bro, it's the fucking guy wearing the yellow. Wait, this is the. Oh my god, dude. Yep, 100%. 100%. If you guys watched the beginning of my yep, Migs, you're right. Yep. Yep. If you watch the beginning of my coverage of the UCLA, the like most recent UCLA encampment with the Bush incident, this was the guy screaming into a megaphone at the very beginning when there was the police line with the bikes. That's that guy, 100%. That just maced a crowd of people. Yep, that's the guy that just maced a crowd of people. I am very confident because he showed up. He was at the attack also, and he wore this same flag. He brings this flag everywhere he goes that he's wearing. It's you guys might know more than me. It says like Moshaik or something like that. And there's a crown on it. It's like a hyper nationalist, like he was talking to Film the Police LA. Yeah. Listen, you guys, if you take any lesson away from this right now, watching this, do not engage with these people. Stay the fuck away from them. They're dangerous. Like, I am telling you, it is not worth it. Like, it is. I would leave. If this shit started to get violent like this, I would leave. I would not have left the encampment. If I was at the encampment and there was an attack like this, I would have stayed and documented. But this is different, dude. You are in the middle of the road. Like, they can follow you to your car. This is scary. This is really fucking scary as a journalist. And you're going to see why as we go forward. Things still going on with more random moments of violence. Haven't seen an officer in probably an hour, maybe more. The dueling Palestine-Israel protests now on Doheny Olympic in LA. Why leave? Because I don't want to be fucking murdered or have my eye gouged out or be severely disabled from a brain injury from having my ass kicked. Like, yeah, what? Also, love Sean. He took his licks today. I appreciate, I love him, but brother, you gotta. What are we looking at right now? There's obviously something happening over here. Why aren't you filming it? Collect, build, display. Thank you so much for the sub. 2 months. Hello. Hell yeah.
Why don't you show who you are? There you go. At least he's proud of who she is.
This guy looks familiar to me. This guy looks familiar to me. I think this guy is known. I don't know his name, but I think this guy is known.
There you go. At least he's proud of who she is.
No, known for being like violent and attacking people like this. Like, I think he's a Nazi. Pro-Palestine demonstrators still leaving the area. Some appear to have at least minor injuries. Pro-Israel supporters following them, making threats and taunts. Beverly Hills Police Department offering to follow the pro-Palestine demonstrators and asking how many went down the street. Pro-Israel supporters cheering. What up, Megaphonics? Welcome in, guys. Thank you for the raid. We're covering a protest that happened in LA today, where pro-Palestine protesters were demonstrating outside of a auction to sell Palestinian land, and Zionist protesters attacked them, and it got very violent. So trigger warning. We haven't seen anything like really bad yet. Nobody was like severely injured, but there is going to be violence in these videos, just so you know. Just trigger warning. Like auctioning off the West Bank. Yeah. Beverly Hills Police Department offering. Yeah, we already read that. So here's the.
Yes.
How many people went down Hama?
They're mostly going down this way.
Oh my god, dude! Watch this. Watch this. Little kid, a middle schooler on a fucking on a Razor scooter. A middle schooler on a Razor scooter. Watch this. Unfortunately, this guy blocks it, but... Oh, man. Oh, that would have been so funny if he wasn't blocked. He fell. Yeah, he eats it, dude. That's so funny. The pro-Palestinians were chased by pro-Israel protesters. A few hit, running at full speed towards LAPD officers. LAPD batoning them and told them to go back. A Shemira person trying to tell them that they were being chased. What does that mean? What does that mean? Oh, it's like a Jewish public safety? Jewish private security? Okay. I've never heard of that. That's an insane caption though. Pro-Palestinians were chased by pro-Israel protesters. Violence happened. They're running full speed towards LAPD officers, and LAPD beats them and tells them to go back. A Shemir person trying to tell them that they were being chased and needed to be escorted out, but was also batoned. So there's a private security hired by the synagogue, the location where the auction was happening. Holy fuck. And he got beaten by the cops as he was trying to be like, you need to fucking protect these people. I can't control these Zionists, like the Zionist mob. They're being extremely violent. Their safety is in direct threat. And the police just beat the shit out of him anyway. Like this guy. Wait, is Shemira, are they pro-Palestine or were they hired? I don't know. This guy looks like it could go either way.
Guys, back up!
They're volunteer, not hired. Also, welcome back, Makote. I still don't know whether to trust you. You were quite the troll last night.
Okay, just back up. Hello, you got it? There's 3 people on the other
That woman's shirt's amazing. What the fuck is that grip on the baton? They always do this. No, they always do that so that they can like poke you with it with the full force of their arm. So they will punch and then they poke you with it. Bro, this guy, what, honestly, respect for that guy. Thank you for protecting the homies, man. Doing what you can. The cops are protecting the Zionist scum. I mean, in that video, they beat the shit out of, look, like the front of this video is them actively batoning and beating people that are asking them to be kept safe from a Zionist mob that has attacked them. And then they eventually let them through. Eventually, some of the pro-Palestinian demonstrators were let into the police line. Others were attacked nearby. Jesus, bro.
Let him go! Get out! Get out! Get out! Enough! Enough!
Get back to the bench.
This video is insane. This video we're about to watch is absolutely insane. LAPD officers watching pro-Palestine demonstrators being shoved and hit by pro-Israel group. Pro-Palestine demonstrators pleading with officers for help. Watch this. This video is such a clear... it's so fucking clear what the dynamics of the situation are. It's insane. Watch.
Get out of here, you fucking piece of shit!
He said, "Where's the cops? Hello, hey." Starts to get poor, like being attacked by a group of people. They're begging them. Look.
Do something to work! No, you do something! I'm trying to leave the area!
Like, what are you supposed to do here? What are you supposed to do here? I want to know what you're supposed to do in this situation, because if you fight back, you're going to get arrested for assault. Like, they're doing this with the protection of the police. They're doing this with the protection of the police. The police are there protecting and making sure this guy doesn't fight back. This is insane.
We're not going to lie down. Come on, do something. Come on, try me. Who was it? Come on.
Why aren't you guys protecting her? Why aren't you guys protecting her? Shame.
Look, they're beating her with a baton. Look at this. Did you see that? They're shoving her with a baton. Look, again, here.
Get out of here. Let's go.
LAPD beginning to clear one intersection. I've seen various platoons around the Pico Robinson area and a few more chases and assaults throughout the neighborhood. This is some other coverage. So that's the end of Sean's thread for reasons we'll go over later. But before we move on to that, we're going to look at this. This is a like Zionist person that was there recording, I guess. The mob, talking about pro-Palestine protesters, protested outside a synagogue in Los Angeles. Your periodic reminder that Israel is not running its war from an LA synagogue or any American synagogue for that matter. They literally are selling stolen land. They are literally selling stolen land. They are what else? How more direct do you have to be, bro? How more direct do you have to be? The mob chose a synagogue for no other reason than to intimidate and harass Jews. Like, you're just lying. You're actually just fucking lying. Look at this kid, bro. This is not okay. Hey, controversial opinion. You know, some people may disagree with me. I don't think that you shouldn't really know what bear mace smells like or feels like in your eyes until you're like 18. Like, the political violence of bear mace in the air shouldn't really be experienced by people under 18. How about that? What the fuck? Like, we just had open fucking street brawls. Okay, here's another video from Los Angeles Scanner where this, like, the brawls, like, spilled over into a fucking, like, restaurant. When was all this? Today. Earlier today. Who has the weapons? The genocidal Zionist aggressors, of course. But I don't know, man. Maybe it's just the way I'm feeling today. But like, this shit, in my opinion, is just like, it's like just like horrifying to me. It really is. It's just horrifying because this shit only escalates. Like, and I want you to be safe. I want you to, if you go to a protest, I want you to be safe. And like, what does that really mean now when this is the reality of going to a protest? Like, what does it mean? Like, how do you keep yourself safe in this kind of situation without like carrying a weapon or having the threat of more violence? You know what I mean? And I don't want that. Like, I don't want that. You can't, of course. This is why it's so dangerous. Wait, why did you follow again, Kev? This is why it's so dangerous. You can't do anything. And like this shit has to be stopped. Power armor? Yeah, I mean, I don't know. So anyway, earlier, most of the coverage we've looked at tonight. Not you, Kevin, not you. There's another guy who was here last night who just followed again. So here we go. Overhead video of a cat with news being attacked. What the fuck? All of the coverage we were watching earlier today was a cat with news, which, by the way, you should all go follow. Sean is a great reporter. You see him on my streams a lot when I'm doing IRL at protests just like this. We're homies. You know, he's a friend of the show, and we'll point him out here. So we saw this guy already, remember? Whenever he was over here by this wall. Oh, my bad. Here. So we recognize where we are, right? So Sean was like over here filming this happening. This guy was being attacked, right? People are grabbing him from all over, kicking him. Here is Sean on the left here. You see where my cursor is? This is Sean. Look, what? They literally blocked a synagogue? Do you know why? Are you just gobbling up your Twitter feeds like right-wing propaganda? Or do you want to know why? Do you actually want to know why? Or do you think that... Do you just want to gobble that shit up? Because we can do both. Answer me. Why were they blocking the synagogue? Why was there a protest at the synagogue today? I don't care why people block people from public locations. Nobody blocked people. It was a fucking, like, literally there's a protest. There's a protest at a location. I'm asking you why. Do you know why? There was a protest. There was a lot of people in a specific area. Do you want to know why they were there? Don't care why? Okay, well then hold this ban, bro. Yeah, fuck off. Okay, here's Sean right here. Sean is a journalist. Honestly, I don't know Sean's politics. I don't. Sean is like way more objective than I am in all of this shit. Like, he protests and documents left-wing movements, but none of his coverage is like explicitly left-wing. It's very, very balanced and, like, you know, objective. He's posting what he's seeing. Watch this. Look at this guy. I blocked him yesterday. You banned him yesterday? Yeah, but that message wasn't far enough. And now he's full banned. So look, this is Sean. This is my homie Justin. If you watched the encampment coverage, I met Justin. We talked about him. We came home. We looked at his Instagram. You remember Justin? Justin and Sean are my fucking friends, bro. Look at this. Look at this. This is Kate, who we'll talk about later. She has a video of this happening right here. Bro, look at how bold they are. They're just going in and committing assault, literally surrounded by police. Look at this. Why isn't he arrested? Insanity. This is another angle of that same moment. I don't know why the video quality is absolutely ass potato. Like, these are my fucking homies. These are the people after the protest gets crazy, these are the people that I stand around and we all like decompress a little bit. I would have been right next to them during this if I was there. Dude, they're kicking JR too. That's Sean's phone. That's Sean's phone being thrown in the air. Fuck him up, they say. This is Kate's angle. Kate Burns here. Oh no, this is from Jessica Pomdesa. Sorry. Horrifying to see this shit. Hearing close colleague begging bystanders for help and receiving shrugs in response is absurd. All of this is absolutely appalling. Like, these are, yeah, this is Justin. Bro, Justin came again, man. He came again with the socks and the flip-flops, bro. Homie only has one mode. So she's filming this like very, very extreme violence happening. And what happens? Her phone gets stolen. This guy runs away, films himself while he's running away. So that we're, you know, good thing, because we got this picture of you now. Thanks, bro. Oh, even better. Even better. Look at these. Look at these. Wow. He drops it when he sees an LAPD car. Oh my God. Did you guys hear that? Did you guys hear all that? Bro, was that an alert? No. That was a firework outside of my house. That was a fucking firework. Oh my God. Jesus, bro. That was so loud it got through my fucking... It was not a part of the video, I assure you. I assure you. I can tell what is coming through my fucking tiny Bluetooth speaker and the fucking loud ass shit that just happened outside. Holy fuck. Jesus, that was crazy. That shit was so loud. And then it was like boom. Why are they lighting off fireworks? Because I live in Los Angeles. Dude, my pets are freaking out. Holy shit. Jesus Christ. That was really close and really loud. Usually you guys can't pick them up on the mic, but Jesus, that got all of the lurkers out here. Yo, also welcome in Real Sicko Space Coop. Y'all are dope. Thank you for lurking. Clevery, thanks for lurking. All the lurkers, y'all are the background of the community. The backbone of the community. All of the lurkers came out. Yeah, wokage from every lurker. Bro, look. So her phone was stolen, and look at this. Look at how many fucking pigs are standing here, man. Right in front of them. Literally right here. Oh God, man, this is just so. Here's another person that was doing a lot of good coverage today that I was looking at. Left Coast Right Watch. Also, great name. I really, I quite like that name. Slum dude, this is like after the protest, so I don't know, man. So a whole lot of journalists got attacked at the end, including me. I don't even know what to say, y'all. This is not normal. I'm out safely. I'll have more to say later. So Palestinian protest is trying to leave, but have been followed around street after street. Another scuffle. After a few cars filled with masked guys just cruising around. Look, bro. They're just running up and throwing sucker punches. The Israeli crowd is singling out protesters leaving for their cars, throwing stones and water bottles. And here another attack. I got pushed, luckily, kept my footing this time. All right, here's another thread that you can read through if you want. Also, you can support these journalists who are doing this important on the ground work. I'm alarmed, man. I'm really scared this shit's gonna find us eventually. I don't know what to say. The level of profanity here is shocking, as to be unbecoming of a member of Congress. There is nothing in Jamal Bowman's unhinged tirade that remotely resembles the decency of the people I know and represent in the South Bronx. It's true. People never say motherfucker in the South Bronx. It's true. Also, I'm sorry, I let the ad run without telling you guys, but the ad is running right now, and if you guys want to support the stream, support this kind of coverage, a subscription is one of the best way to do it. You can gift a sub or use your Prime sub if you have one. Go ahead and check right now. Would really appreciate it.
We're not gonna show fucking APAC the power of the motherfucking South Bronx. People ask me why I got a foul mouth.
Dude, this is cringe.
What am I supposed to do? You coming after me. You coming after my family. You coming after my children. I'm not supposed to fight back. I'm not supposed to fight back. We gonna
Like I want Bowman to win. I'm not a Jamal Bowman hater. I think he is on our side. This is cringe. Also, like the videos of like AOC running up and like jump. It's just like it's so cringe.
show them who the fuck we are.
I mean, yes. I'm not saying he can't speak like this. He can. I don't. This doesn't bother me. I have no problem with this, but it's just cringe.
We're gonna show them who the fuck we are.
Also, vote for Biden. Vote for Biden. I'm endorsing Joe. Make sure you all vote for Joe. Would you everybody vote for Joe? Ceasefire now. Ceasefire now. Except for I'm gonna endorse a guy who's fucking sending all the bombs. You know, very cool. Very cool. Okay, that was really stressful, and I had a really not stressful day, and I want to keep the not stressful going. So can we just watch some like good, some funny like videos? Can we just do a little bit of reacts? I got some reacts here. Okay. I got some reacts. I want to watch this. USA Explained. Geopold 30 minutes, and then Drew Binsky entering America's only polygamous town. Both of those sound good, and then maybe we'll finish it off with a little internet comment etiquette. Let's do it.
America, the land of freedom, fast food,
Okay, I gotta get more water though. I'll be back.
highways, oil, eagles, and you know those fun, wholesome, harmless steel devices. Obviously, I'm talking about cars, which you can use to travel from one state to another, of which there are 50 spanning 6 time zones, 4 million miles of road, and 200,000 fast food restaurants. Well, today we're going to be going through those states one by one and ranking them all on this beautiful tier list. Little disclaimer, this video is going to be in 2 parts because I want to make sure I actually talk about every state and not rush any essential analysis, maybe with the exception of South Dakota. Yeah, anyway, the one unified video would just be far too long for some of you guys' attention spans. I would have to start incorporating some Subway Surfers gameplay. You get the idea. Our first state up is Florida, the ancestral lands of the world famous Florida man, the shining beacon of freedom, the mecca for redneck hillbillies and Disney adults alike. Hear me out right, these guys have to get an honorary S. Out of respect, because this state is truly the pinnacle of America. Everything they stand for, everything they fantasize about, other states could only dream about the simply humongous amount of soulless corporate slop malls, the most gigantic, colossal, nauseating suburbs this world has ever seen. The sheer lack of any minorly usable public transport. The fucking highway systems. Oh my god, it's enough to make President Truman ascend into the clouds. Just look at this shit. That's a 2-hour drive, bro. Only in Florida. That's right, we only use boats to suspiciously traffic that one specific sugary, energizing, addicting substance into Miami. Hell yeah, I'm talking about Coca-Cola. Obviously, I'm talking about Coca-Cola. I mean, almost 70% of Florida residents drink Coca-Cola daily. What the f? Nah, these guys have to get an S.
Wait, look at this. Wait, what am I supposed to do now? What am I supposed to do? Stole my spot. He stole my spot. Thank you. Thank you. You snooze, you lose. It's true. He's so cute. He's so cute. Just off Brett Violet. I gotta sit down, bro. This is my job. This is my job. Okay, so he's doing a state tier list. This is awesome.
Next up, Georgia. Man, what can I say? King Carly, UFC, Stalin, Skibbity Toilet. These guys are seriously producing some of the best contributions to our world today. Wait, hold up. Oh, no. Yeah, this state is just mid, honestly. They got one of the world's worst
I've never been to Georgia.
managed urban...
Florida, he said S tier? I don't think so. I think it's like A tier. Yeah, let me change the title. Fidelis, you can look at Film the Police LA or this tweet thread right here if you want to get updated on that, but it was a bad day for protests. I covered it for the first like hour and a half. It stressed me out, bro. It stressed me out. Makes me scared. Florida is D-. I know what you mean, but also like it's so unique. It sucks so bad, dude. Like Orlando is such a shithole of a city. Holy fuck. Like I just think about every fucking like tourist trap, like fucking do you know those like big like 2-story like they're big ass stores and like everything in there is just junk, just like tourist absolute trash, like, and that's like every other store, you know what I mean? Like holy fuck, that place sucks so bad. Yeah, the amusement parks are fine. I don't know, man. And honestly, a lot of Florida is like that. A lot of Florida is like that. Miami actually is pretty cool because you got the Cuban culture. I think Miami's kind of cool. It's like a city, but it's like beachy. Everybody's on cocaine. You know what I mean? I think Orlando's kind of tight. You know? Yeah, I feel like just Florida's got a lot of shitholes. But it sucks in such a unique way. You like eating gator, boy? I do, actually. I don't mind gators. Yeah, the Everglades are beautiful. It's true. There's a lot of beautiful, like, the ocean in Florida is awesome. You know, I don't know. I'd say A tier. A tier.
sprawls, but I'm gonna bump them up because of this sheer megalith of music to come out of this state. Anyone from Ray Charles to Gucci Mane, I'm almost certain your favorite music legitimately wouldn't exist without the influence of this one ugly American city. Also, peaches. You know a state's gonna be amazing when their entire pride is based around one fruit that they're okay at growing.
Babe, how that peach cobbler tasting?
It's alright. I had better at the school cafeteria.
They can get a medium C out of respect. Man, South Carolina is just like Georgia, but without any of the redeeming qualities that Georgia has. Their biggest city has 150,000 people.
Never been to South Carolina. Can't speak on it.
Hell nah, bro. What? I was trying to find a reason not to put you guys in D. So I looked up things South Carolina's known for. Comes up with the city of Columbia. You guys find me one person who hears the word Columbia and thinks of South Carolina. Bro, Columbia, British Columbia, Columbus, Christopher Columbus, District of Columbia, the fucking Coke brand. Ain't no one thinking about South Carolina, bro. Sorry to break it to you. I really got no reason to put South Carolina any higher than E. Sorry, guys.
There's some nice motorcycle roads in South Carolina. I believe it. I believe it.
On the other hand, North Carolina.
Now, North Carolina, I was just there. I was in Asheville, which is like over here somewhere. It's like right in this area. And I gotta say, it was cool. It was pretty cool. There was beautiful mountain, Blue Ridge Mountain area, Appalachia vibes, you know, like I thought it was pretty. Street performer capital of the world? What? I didn't see a single street performer in Asheville. What? Is that a thing? Why didn't I see any?
This is the cool sibling. This is the well-fed sibling. This is the only sibling worth giving a fucking visit. And let's be real here. This is the good ending. Anyway, North Carolina, it's in the top 10 states for population. They got a diverse natural landscape and a diverse economy. It birthed the...
Sorry, I don't know why I'm like getting the video in my audio.
Aeroplane, Pepsi, Krispy Kreme, Mini Golf, Fred Durst, the Machine Gun. Wow, what a breathtaking fleet of goddamn American innovations, man. I never thought I'd do this, but I think I'm willing to put one of the Carolinas in A, you know. Now, Virginia.
Wow.
I don't know, man. All that comes to mind is the Appalachian Mountains. So,
Yeah, dude. But the banjo's cool. My state, it's boring. I lived in Asheville for 4 years. It was nice, but kind of found out now. Oh, so it used to be a secret, and now it's not. Bro, the people that we were there, we were seeing some family, and they're like our age. And I was asking them, like, how much do you pay for rent? And they were saying it's like $2,000 for a 2-bedroom in Asheville. I was like, what the fuck? What the fuck? That's insanity.
From my understanding, Virginia is split into a few subdivisions. To the west, you got... To the north, you got people that get that DC money, use that DC metro, pay them DC taxes, but also get really, really offended if you refer to them as being from DC, not Northern Virginia. And then you got the southeast, which is just frat bros and sparkly teeth, spray tanned Jersey construction trash. I'm feeling a D. Maryland. I gotta give these guys credit where credit's due. They did name themselves after one of the greatest confectionery items ever created. I respect.
What? Is this like a British tweet or a British like candy bar? This shit looks ass.
That. Nah, this is a pretty...
Does anybody know what that candy bar is?
Greatest confectionery items ever.
It's a cookie? It looks ass.
Ever created. I respect that. Now, this is a pretty small state, so I'm gonna end up basing 100% of my analysis off of Baltimore. And man, what a city. Baltimore, despite being a relatively small, seriously mid city, manages to somehow constantly remain relevant in the world. Be that through violent, fatal bridge collapses, or famous TV shows, or that fucking accent, bro. Plus, I gotta give them some points for being one of the few American states with a half decent flag. But that being
Ew, that flag is gross. Baltimore, yeah. Ew, this flag is hideous. What the fuck?
said, I think you guys are being hella greedy, right? Give this bit of land to West Virginia, man. God knows they need it. For now, I'm gonna give them an E, but you know, I might bump it up depending on how many angry Baltimoreans I get in the comments. Now, Delaware. Hey, I got nothing bad to say about Delaware, yo. Please, someone hook me up with that Delaware tax status, man. Yo, I'ma represent you guys. I just want that. Now, really though, the only thing Delaware has going for it is its tax status and its OG status. And I mean real OG status. For my Brits, imagine the Guernsey of America. For my Europeans, imagine the Monaco of America. You get the deal. There's a lot of Delawareans with this fit and this type of humor. New Jersey.
This looks fucking beautiful. The hell is it?
Delaware is just a corporation. That sucks.
This is fucking Bayonne, New Jersey. It's on the water in Bayonne. Look at this. It's on the water in Bayonne.
Now, yeah, it might be one of the ugliest places on the face of planet Earth. Yes, they might all leech off New York's economy and then beat you to a pulp if you slightly insinuate that they even resemble a New Yorker. But look, man, I watched too much Sopranos to not give Jersey at least a C.
How about that prick's face when he shot a gat?
This show has had so much of an impact on me that I was in Italy.
New Jersey goated? Well, I guess if Paul Rudd says so.
Calling any cut of meat I saw gabagool. I quite possibly unknowingly created a few lifelong nemesises with that. But whatever. New Jersey's getting a high D or a low C. I don't care. One thing I do care about though is how Italians view me. So I'm not gonna lie, the gabagool situation did embarrass me a little bit. If you want to travel or meet people with interesting other cultures and you don't want them to hate you like they hated me, you should definitely consider learning the language. That's where italki comes in, using this online
Skipping.
Pennsylvania. So Philly is in my
Pennsylvania, baby.
opinion one of North America's best cities, okay?
Philly? Okay, after further research, I can confirm that that was completely incorrect, and I do not stand by that statement, but this next bit still kind of stands anyway.
Surprisingly,
I actually liked Philly a lot. I went to Philly. I went to the Motor Museum in Philly, and then we walked around and saw a bunch of the city. It was actually very nice. It was a very nice day. It felt like a city in like America. It felt old in a cool way. It was cool.
good city planning, public transport, and greenery.
Did you talk to any of the people? Nah.
For an American city.
Nah.
Maybe because it was founded, designed, and built by Europeans. Either way, this city is home to Frank, okay? Also, Philly cheesesteak, or also this guy.
What you doing, dickhead? Dickhead? Yeah. Yeah. Yo!
So looking for base in Pennsylvania's rating.
I like Philly a lot, yeah.
We could be
It was a cool spot.
looking at S, but unfortunately I gotta take into account my theory.
The rest of Pennsylvania.
Because Pennsylvania is so unnecessarily big, they got 20 million fucking people. Basically, they just exist as their own thing and therefore develop their own deep south, and it's west of the state, which is fucking off the rails, bro. It's straight up a stronghold of redneckness, a slice of Alabama in the north of the US.
Bro, look at this guy's face.
Where you can find
That guy's face is amazing.
moonshine.
Look how small his mouth is. Look at how far it is from his nose. Where's his chin? There's so much. I love this guy.
Flowing, guns toting, money owing, corn growing, patriotism showing, truck towing, lawn mowing, dinghy rowing, church going, crop sowing,
Bro, I want this as an emote, by the way.
eagle crowing Americans. A tier, New York. Now, I've already talked about New York too much on this channel.
New York gotta be S tier. New York gotta be S tier. Come on.
On about it for too long. But importantly, in this state exists the biggest city in America. One of the most powerful, most important mega cities in the world. A magical place where dudes like this and dudes like this can peacefully coexist on the same train home. A beacon of humanity. A role model to every other Western city. The proof.
Yo, what the hell is wrong with you? No Diddy! What the hell? You just kissing random people? You ain't paying your friend. I walked in that jail for the first time. You know what I smelled? I smelled butt ass. Butt ass. It was so bad. I mean, the funk hit you like boom.
I know I wasn't
butt ass.
All this bread, like I'm trying to call mom and shit. Like, the fuck is going on?
Hey, yo, pause.
What's your wildest subway experience?
I came in front, I seen a pigeon get on for one stop and then get off on the next one. Like, I could've flew there, my nigga.
You could have flew there. Like, bro, you could have flown, bro.
Don't ever feel me, I'm gonna kick the shit.
New York is an easy S tier. It's like Pennsylvania but better. They got everything.
Butt ass.
A pretty uninformed opinion of this state is that it's basically one big suburb of New York City. Almost 100% residential detached family homes. Yes, they might have some of the most prestigious colleges in the world, but overall, it's generally like under-seasoned New York. It's like Timu, New York. For example, the famous staple pizza in Connecticut is essentially New York style pizza, but without the cheese. Bro, that's like selling me a car with no wheels. That's like a house with no roof.
I've heard this. Wait, I've heard that like Connecticut pizza goes so hard. And is this true? It's just no cheese? Who told me this? Yeah, what the fuck? I've heard that there's like a specific place in Connecticut. There's a city where the pizza goes insanely hard. New Haven, yeah, that's it. What the fuck? Is just no cheese? Brother, the cheese the best part. That's just breadsticks.
I know you guys are kind of meant to be the cleverest Americans, but
oh my god, what is this? What is this? Of course there's cheese on it. Oh, really? They put it under? Yeah, I was gonna say I felt like Becca has had this pizza before. That looks like no cheese, but I mean that doesn't mean that it's from there.
But yo, taking cheese.
No, tomato pie is like Chicago. Okay, we're getting into pizza. Okay, we're getting into pizza. I need to know New Haven pizza. Wait, it looks like there's cheese on it. It looks like there's cheese on this side at least. That looks good as hell. It's a pizza, not a pizza. Shut up, nerd. Okay, they're talking about char and shit. I like that. It's hard to get char. I make pizza at home all the time. Like at least once a week we make pizza at home. It's so hard to get this. Literally my oven doesn't go hot enough. It literally doesn't go hot enough. It's so hard. Oh wait, Prodigy with the clutch one. Clutch with that. Okay, what do we got? Maryland style? This is what we're talking about, right? This is what that's Connecticut style. Jesus. Okay. Wow, there's a lot of styles on here. California style, I'm gonna say acceptable, although it's really not. I'm gonna change this tier. It's gonna be unacceptable, and then we'll move that up to here. Unacceptable. Unacceptable. Okay, here. So then we got what? I don't know if I've really had a lot of these. Okay, the New Haven style. Never had it. We gotta add a never had it. Okay, we'll just do this. Never had it. Never had Jersey Shore style. Never had New Haven. Never had Maryland. I don't know what Quad City is. I think we're good, but never had Trenton tomato pie. I don't know what that is either. Okay. From here, we go Chicago deep dish. Awesome. This is an A tier. And I know that's going to be controversial. I know not a lot of people are going to fuck with Chicago deep dish. It's like almost not pizza. I'm not going to lie. Chicago deep dish is like, it's really good, but it's almost not pizza. Yeah. It is like, almost like its whole separate thing. It's like, it is more of a cake or a pie or like a savory something else. Casserole. That's Zach's perfect. No, for real. It is a casserole, but it is really good. It is awesome. It is good. But I do have problems with it being pizza. Now, Detroit style pizza, S tier. S tier. I love the burn on the side. I fucking love Detroit style pizza. Sometimes, yeah, I used to make it at home in my cast iron too, but they're too small and I don't get full enough, so I don't make them enough. But yeah, S style. For grandma style, I'm gonna talk about homemade, the shit I make at home. S tier. My grandma never made me pizza, but I started dating Becca and we moved to LA and now I cook at home a lot. And so yeah, I'll say grandma style is our homemade pizza. You've seen me eat it on stream quite a lot. It's true. Greek pizza, I don't know. I actually never had it. Italian tomato pie, never had it. DC jumbo style, A tier. I have had it in DC one time, and also jumbo style. There was a bunch of places in Chicago that would do this kind of thing. I like it. I will eat a piece of fucking cardboard. I will eat a piece of, like, when it's this big, there's just something about it. It can be the shittiest piece of pizza on the shittiest bread with no sauce, just cheese and bread. Whatever, dude. I don't care if it's that big. I like it. I can't explain it. I just like it. I just like it. I don't know what Lido is, but I'm going to say it's like a bar style. It's like a bar style pizza cut in squares, like, and I'll say acceptable. Good. Neapolitan, awesome. I do like them. They don't really scratch my itch of like pizza, you know. New York is going to be S tier. Coal fired, also S tier. Pan pizza, like a personal pan pizza, I'm going to say unacceptable. I think it's too much crust to actual good bite ratio. They're too small. You understand? I don't fuck with it. Okay. St. Louis style pizza. Also, I know what this is, and I don't fuck with it. When you put too many like uber supreme style eating, like food, like big supreme style, I don't like it. Honestly, I'm not sure I'm crazy about. Well, here's the thing. I think you should 2 toppings, 3 max, I think. And more of them meat, the better. That's my pizza thing. Now, stuffed crust, it's awesome. Stuffed crust is awesome. Sicilian, unacceptable. I don't fuck with that. Okay, where's the video?
He's off pizza.
Glaring omission of racism. Yeah, I do think they could have added like American, like cheap, like Domino's and shit like that. Please watch this trailer. What is this? Did you make this?
Calling a city by its famous moniker makes it familiar even if you haven't been before. Cities across the world have been singing their tune through stacks of t-shirts, postcard racks, and fridge magnets for years. The Big Easy, the Big Apple, Sin City. Where I come from, we prefer to just tell you ourselves. Welcome to Dub City. Windsor,
Dub City.
The automotive capital of Canada.
Windsor?
If you grew up in the Midwest, there's a good chance you crossed the border to celebrate your 19th birthday here. Running up and down Olette Avenue. Over the years, we've heard many conversations about something that we know a lot about, and we feel left out.
As a New Yorker, I know nothing beats a New York slice.
Now, when you say Detroit Square style pizza, Buddy's is where it started.
So I don't care where you go in this country, if you go to New York, if you go to Chicago, people talk about the great pizza here in New Haven.
A lot of times, to find the most meaningful and deep-rooted cultural gems, you have to look in the places nobody looks. My name is George Kalivas, and I'm here to introduce you to the pizza city you've never heard of.
Hold on a second.
Talk to me about the shredded pepperoni. The notorious shredded pepperoni. Shredded pepperoni.
You know, every pizzeria in the city has it or should have it.
Windsor has been exporting pizza to Windsorites.
Yes.
For years.
Because you can't deal with the other stuff.
Shredded pepperoni does sound good.
Large super.
Large super for my man George.
Life-changing pizza.
Life-altering pizza.
Life will just be better after you bite
That's
into
right.
it. That vibe,
Exactly.
the vibe I want to have.
What can I say? Welcome to Windsor.
Welcome to mother Windsor.
Get out of here, man. Shit, bro. Is this like what is this a trailer for? It's a documentary? Looks like like I was like, is it like a recurring or like a
Shredded pepperoni.
like a YouTube video series, or if it's a documentary? Cool. That's cool. Interesting concept.
It's seriously one of the lowest IQ moves.
Did you make that?
A human could make. If this is the kind of thing they're proud of inventing, Connecticut's getting a low score, man. They can get a low C. Right, next up.
No, not at all. Okay.
Rhode Island. Firstly, ain't no fucking reason for this state to exist.
Bro, I'm not gonna lie. I thought Rhode Island was like a province, or like I didn't think it was actually counted in the 50 states for like until like 3 or 4 years ago. I don't know why I thought Rhode Island was like not counted as a state. Like it was like a separate thing. It was like not, I thought it was not a state. Yeah, like I really thought it had like a DC status or something, but it actually is a state. I don't know why my education failed me.
It's like Delaware if they had tweakers instead of millionaires. It's like Delaware if the Biden family was only Hunter Biden. Rhode Island is really the outcast of New York.
Bro, those tattoos? Are those? I've never seen this video. Did he really get a what are those tattoos?
England. The unloved sibling. They got the worst potholes in the...
Bro, what the fuck? It doesn't look temporary. You know what it looks like is like he was fucking a girl and she like dragged her fingernails like way too deep and fucked up his back, and he was like, yes, I'm getting that as tattooed as a sign of pride because I made this woman so happy. I think that's exactly what it is. Yeah, I know, right?
Of New England. The unloved sibling. They got the worst potholes in the country, some of the most potent strain of tweakers in the country, one of the worst reputations in the country. I mean, I know they got Joey, but I think in a good timeline, the only Rhode Island we have on a planet is this one. Sorry guys, you know where you're going. Right, Massachusetts. In my eyes, this is a very decent state. Obviously they got Boston, home to Harvard, kinda. A city where everyone's got a silly accent.
I can't believe you just said welcome to England. I'd miss that. I never been to Massachusetts. Would love to go to Boston though. Always wanted to go to a game at Fenway.
They eat lots of lobster. I've heard people are quite...
It's the Finger Lakes? What the fuck?
Friendly in the same way Northerners in the UK are friendly, which is that they're also very mean, but they're also like friendly. It's hard to explain. Once again, like with Philly and New York, Boston was actually built by people that have some regard for cities being pretty and green and efficient and walkable and nice. But for some reason, everyone from other East Coast states seems to fucking hate Boston. I don't know why, but it's like they all for once come together in a unified alliance to just...
I got called Rick Rubin the last time I was in Boston. That sounds like a compliment. I mean, except for his like open fascist tendencies. I hope it was in regard to your music career, because that sounds a lot better. Yes and no. Yeah, like
on Massachusetts.
I know that he is a fascist. He is like openly very right wing, like super right wing.
Bacon, egg, and cheese in Boston. What the fuck? What are we doing here? They look at the egg. A square slice of SpongeBob.
Bro, you literally can't even get anything this good in LA. The breakfast sandwich options in LA are brutally bad. The only place you can get good breakfast sandwiches is at donut shops, and they'll have like a croissant with like ham and cheese and maybe egg, but most likely not. Just like a ham and cheese croissant, and they basically just like throw it in a microwave. Just have a breakfast burrito instead? That's a good point. I don't have a good breakfast burrito spot. I've never had one.
Ass on an everything bagel with prosthetic bacon is what I'm looking at for fucking $7.50. Fucking $8 for this shit. $8.
Yeah, I don't know, Robin. I've never seen a breakfast Mexican spot. I mean, that sounds fire. I do love me a breakfast burrito. I'm not gonna lie. I don't think I've ever had one in LA, and maybe that's a problem. Maybe I'm fucking up. You guys got me thinking.
For this fucking nightmare.
I guess a big negative about this state is the winters, but overall Boston seems kind of like a Leeds or Manchester American equivalent. Pretty decent, but fucking cold. I do, however, have a sweet spot for that northern charm. I think it's the Swedish blood in me. So
what up, Peganox, by the way?
A strong B. Alright, now we're on to this top northern corner, and I don't know if this is controversial to say. Can we just consolidate this into one state? In a country where Texas and California exist, there ain't no reason why New Hampshire and Vermont aren't at least smushed together. Anyway, I'm gonna go through these pretty quickly, as the probability that someone from Maine is watching this right now is like 1 in 5,000. However, Maine is definitely the coolest out of these, alright? They got spooky evil creatures and shit. They got serious lobster related economic prosperity. They got a fucking desert. They got hillbillies, and
I would eat a lobster if I went to Maine for sure.
Most importantly, my
I would go to Maine. I've heard it's really pretty.
Scandinavian ancestors were out there way...
It's just like, why would I, I need a reason.
Before, like 500 years before Columbus. Maine is getting a B. Hey, I like a good freaky evil spot like that, man. Hit me up if you got a ranch in Maine, bro. I need to visit. New Hampshire is basically a more boring version of Maine. Less freaky, less lobster. I was really looking for some fun facts or something about this state. I literally couldn't find shit. Please, New Hampshireans, comment if I'm wrong here. But you know a state is bad when you look up its fun facts, and the first thing that comes up is that they have around 1,000 lakes. Boy, that ain't shit. Don't come to me, a half British, half Scandinavian man, and brag about your amount of lakes. If you're not Canadian, you are gonna lose that one. Vermont.
Oh my god, that video.
You know how tiny of a population you gotta have to be under fucking North Dakota? You know how little citizens you gotta have to just minorly beat Wyoming? Oh nah, bro. All I could find about these guys is that they make some pretty mid ice cream, and they put out an arrest warrant for George Bush because of the Iraq War, which is
let's go.
Awesome. That being said though, you guys are getting a D like New Hampshire, whatever. On to the glorious Midwest, starting with...
Hold on. Hold on.
Like New Hampshire, whatever. Onto the
Brother, what? North Dakota and South Dakota and Minnesota and then in the Midwest? No. This is not the Midwest. This is basically Canada. Like, the Midwest stops at Nebraska and Iowa. No, it's not. That's too far north. Minnesota is too far north. That's not the Midwest. Should be the Midwest? No. It goes like this. Listen, okay, I'm from Kansas City. I'm in the most middle of the Americas as you can be, okay? I'm the authority on here. Anybody can get closer to the middle of the country than me. Then you can talk. Wait, Rigo's in here and says that Minnesota is extremely Midwest. Dude, Minnesota is the north. It's the northern. It's the northern. It's like Northern America. Northern North America. I don't know why. I have a problem with it. I have a problem with this. Okay, can you guys at least admit that North Dakota and South Dakota shouldn't be considered the Midwest? That's insanity. Okay. Okay. It's in the middle. Yeah, well, how is that west? It looks east because there's nothing here. So all of this area that my cursor is going over is empty. Except for like Colorado. Colorado has some people and like that's it. Like, and then you get to like Nevada. That's when civilization starts again. Everything else in here is just like nothing. Great, now you Cali people are setting off fireworks in Washington. Did the NBA finals end or something? Is there any reason for it to happen? I always think like, oh, there must be a game happening. You know what I mean? Wait, what is this? The regions? The Prairie region. The Ozark Hills. Okay. The Lake region. Most of Minnesota would be in the Lake region. I actually like this. And I wish we use this. I actually legit wish we use this because also like I feel like people in America don't like they're patriotic for the wrong reasons. People are patriotic because of like they're like everything that is like horseshit about America. You know, like personal freedom and like democracy, like all not obviously democracy is pog, but like these ideals of like old white men. You know what I mean? Like the constitutional ideas. Patriotism is nationalism and that's bad. I agree, but also like I love America and I love it because the like land is so beautiful. And so I like a map like this that actually like dissects it based on the like geography.
I'm sorry, I didn't see you there. I was too busy.
Yo, hello, it's Mo. Thank you so much for resubscribing. 4 months. Do you know what I mean? Like just based on the geography, like saying, oh, yeah, this is the Prairie region. This is what the geography is here. That makes sense. Ozark region is very different, and I can understand that also. Like, you know, I think this is good. The Rocky Mountains go through here. The like Appalachian Mountains are here. I think it's good. I think it's good.
Glorious Midwest, starting with somewhere I have a little history with, you know, everyone's favorite state, Ohio. They got corn, they got
Ohio.
I'm struggling. Ohio's kind of interesting because on one hand they got the most dilapidated urban wastelands, on the other hand they have these crazy rural Amish communities that are like America's version of the Sentinel Island uncontacted tribe.
This is literally Becca. This is literally Becca, Amish and trad wife.
Truly a state with great variety. One thing I truly didn't comprehend about Ohio was how many fucking people live there. Somehow, it's the 7th most populous state. That being said, it's the only one out of the top 30 most populated states that has a declining population. That means more people want to move to Alabama than Ohio, bro. And for that reason, we could see Ohio lose its top 10 status in the future.
I've been to Ohio. Honestly, it was kind of pretty. You got a little bit of like landscape features because of the Appalachians peeking in just a tad, but it was pretty bad.
Which isn't surprising.
But I didn't go to Cleveland or Columbus or anything like that.
Surprising, seeing as it's apparently pretty common to find Ohio natives cosplaying as being from other cool parts of the US. Trust me, right? Go to the trendiest block in Brooklyn. Go to the most hipster coffee shop you can see. Go up to the guy with the suspiciously thick New York accent, the Yankee cap, and the hipster beard sitting at the window, faking reading a book. Ask him which borough he grew up in. 1000% he's gonna stutter a bit, look up at you,
and say Ohio, yeah.
Shame in his eyes and quietly mutter, I'm actually from Upper Arlington in Columbus, man, but please don't tell anyone. All that hate aside, I'm probably gonna end up ranking Ohio above some of the other Midwest states, purely because it has the population, it has the big cities, the manpower, and it has a half relevant importance in terms of my career. So, you know, I gotta represent. Indiana. I'm sure Indianans will get angry at me for saying this one, but I think the state is pretty similar to Ohio, just more flat and more rural.
Dude, yeah, more worse. It's actually worse.
And instead of having 3 big cities, they have 1. If anything, I guess it looks a little more aesthetically pleasing than some of the other Rust Belt states, especially if you
Not really.
Unless you go north, where there is a almost entirely abandoned ghost town called Gary, a place so inhospitable that they just barricade the highway exit that goes to Gary. Anything to keep humans out of that place. I think in an old video I actually promised I'd visit Gary, Indiana one day, so it might be on the cards soon. We'll see. Either way, it's not looking good for Indiana, bro. I'm sorry to do this, but right next to
man, Gary's crazy. It's just outside of Chicago too. So,
however, there exists one of the great American cities, Chicago, Illinois, home of the
true. Chicago goes fucking hard.
Bean.
Off the top of your head, what's your least favorite state? Kansas. There's like nothing good in Kansas. It takes 10 hours to drive across. It sucks. It's flat. It's boring. There's nothing there. It sucks.
Kanye, deep dish pizza. What more could you want from a city? Well, quite a bit more, to be fair. Despite having 12 million people,
Chicago rules. Chicago carries all of Illinois. I've spent time in Southern Illinois too. Kind of sucks, but Chicago fucking rules. It rules.
This city has a
I'm gonna start pronouncing Kansas like Kansas.
inefficient, unreliable public transport network. Some of the worst neighborhoods in the Western Hemisphere.
I love Chicago.
Shitloads of pollution.
Yo, I'm slandering Illinois. Listen, I mean, Mario will probably say that Central Illinois kind of sucks too. I'm not gonna lie. There's a reason she left.
all types, and in general it's a pretty minging place. But that being said, the cultural relevance of Chicago can't be understated. The amount of music, art, etc. that's come out of here. I like how they make the river green on St. Patrick's Day, much to the amusement of actual Irish people. I like how they put cheese under the tomato sauce.
Where's the cheese?
It's under the sauce.
There's no
Riot Fest, I've been there a few times.
cheese on it.
It's under the sauce.
Like, I'm Italian and this is hurting me.
It's from Chicago.
But it's just
The
sauce.
cheese is under the sauce.
That's not enough cheese.
Cheese is under the sauce.
It's not enough.
But that's Chicago we're talking about. What about the rest of Illinois? I know it's
Like I said,
very frustrating for Illinois citizens how everyone thinks their state is only Chicago. So I came up with a map labeling the entire state. First off, we got Abraham Lincoln's house. Then we got amphetamine abuse. Then we got the bean.
then we got the bean.
And then we got corn. That should lay it out
This is true.
more fairly. I'm thinking low D for you guys at best. Then we got
Whoa, brother.
that should lay it out
Low D?
more fairly. I'm thinking low.
Brother, what? You talked about Pennsylvania. Hold on now. You talked about Pennsylvania and basically only talked about Philadelphia. And you said that most of Pennsylvania was fucking Ohio. And then you put, like, what the fuck? If you're going to give Philadelphia this much cred, you got to give Chicago. What the fuck? Chicago rules, man. And he didn't even mention, like, cold. You're going to talk about Chicago and you're not going to talk about cold? It's so fucking freezing ass cold there. Like, I would put Illinois in S tier strictly because of Chicago if it was really not as cold. I don't mind rain. I don't care about rain. I'll take rain every day. I don't mind it at all. But cold and snow like Chicago gets, I lived there for 6 years, okay? I'm going to move it down to A tier strictly because of the cold. It would be S tier otherwise. If you took Chicago, you moved it like 200 miles south, it's an S tier city anywhere in the world. Chicago doesn't get snow? Huh? What? No, you're wrong.
D for you guys at best. Then we got Michigan, famously best tap water in the country. Famously least potholes in the country.
I bought 3 tires just in 1 week. It's to the point I don't want to drive on the street.
Famously one of the most prosperous and upcoming economies in the country. Famously beautiful, sunny, mild winters. Famously one of the most reliable, forward-thinking public transport networks in the country. Famously cuisine mecca, one of the world's prime locations for fine dining. Oh my god, man, Michigan is a mess. Cities like Detroit, Flint, they've almost reached
I love Michigan.
complete.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm a stan for Michigan. I'm a stan for Michigan. And if you live in Michigan, please go to this. If you live in Michigan, well, actually it just passed, but next year, go to this. Go to this festival. This music festival is so amazing. I used to go every year when I lived in Chicago. It's so fucking cool. Ann Arbor Film Festival is amazing. Go, 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 go. It's like, I swear to God, lock yourself. Go in the morning. Just buy the festival pass. Spend the day there from 12 noon to midnight. Just spend the day. Just spend the day. The whole day there. It's so you'll have such a great time.
Meme status for just how bad.
What up, Pupusama?
Yeah. For example, right, Detroit was meant to get this big sign like Hollywood. This was the original plan they proposed. And yo, this
streamer, what up with you? Just chilling. I went to the beach today. Had a really good day. doing a little bit of streaming.
This is what they ended up building. Bro, this state can't even build a small-scale infrastructure project without getting fucking roasted.
Don't even play.
Yo, yes sir. Thank you so much for the 6 months, man. That's awesome. Appreciate you.
It's crazy.
Here we go, thinking we about
Becca, can you check your phone and respond to me?
to get some shit. Now they done order us a sign off fucking Wish. I thought our sign was gonna look like Hollywood. No. That's probably why they put this bitch right by the hood. Thought we was about to get some shit.
New emote done. Dun dun. Oh my gosh. It's so cool. Should I show you? Should I show you guys the new emote? One in chat if you want to see the new emote. Okay. I'm seeing a lot of ones, but I gotta tell you, it's the top of the hour. So I'm gonna run an ad, and if you're not subscribed, you're gonna hit this ad break. And you're gonna miss this. You're gonna miss the emote, but don't worry, because if you're not subscribed, you won't even be able to use the emote. The great emotes we have in this community are hidden behind the paywall.
Yes, Marxism is CIA.
Thank you for gifting Peganox.
Hello
Just Jorts with the gifted sub. Okay, ads running now. Here's the new emote. Check it out. Comfy. Introducing Cine Comfy.
It's just George.
It's so cute.
_Ovan.
The feet. I know. It's so cute. It's so cute. Is that hat gonna get accepted? Shh. We don't talk about it. Shh.
Red gifted a tier 1 sub to Sound Killer.
We don't talk about it.
39. They have given 100.
We don't talk about how they've allowed they've allowed ACAB and other emotes, so maybe they allowed the emotes and other, yeah. Looks like you're hacking off your 2 penises. Thank you, Pupu-sama. Pupu-sama, thank you for that great chat you just sent.
Gifted a tier 1 sub to see.
Cold Hearts, thank you so much for the 2 gifted subs. Cheesy Bread, thank you for gifting Sound Killer. Just Jorts, thank you for gifting.
Tier 1 sub to the over.
It's not approved yet. I'll add it right now. Hold on. Let me add it. I think my emotes have to be approved now because they got canceled. I got canceled, you know?
Us Cheesy Bread gifted a tier 1 sub to Cough Inspired. They have given 100
Yo, Cheesy Bread, thank you for gifting to Coffin. Colt, are you in here? Could you make it less than 1 megabyte, please?
I'm Obama.
Okay, we'll add it in a second. Cheesy Bread with another one to Stim Lord. Thank you so much.
Shit, they really just hold us. Ben gave us a sign.
111 gift subs in the
Time for
chat.
Rome, and we just keeping it real. We ain't never hated. I think I seen a bigger sign at a graduation. Fact, man, we must have got these letters on a discount. We ain't blow too hard, fuck around and knock this shit down.
You know, some of those clear negatives aside, I gotta give it to these guys. They got
Danny Brown, great representative for the state of Michigan. I'm not gonna lie.
some spirit, they got some soul, they got some good fucking energy, man.
Yeah, dude, this is so true. Michiganders have incredible vibes. People from Michigan have great fucking vibes. When I was in Chicago, I got along great with all the Michiganders. They were all really cool.
Plus, despite the state shrinking in population and influence recently, you gotta admit, bro, Michigan culturally is low-key more influential than all the other Midwest states combined. So
hard to argue against. I'm not gonna lie. Hard to say no to.
Musicians, so many bands, athletes, inventors, they got everything, man. Bro, Germany straight up wouldn't have music.
Chicago, though, I mean, it's gonna come close. If you take the whole state of Michigan versus Chicago, I mean, I don't know.
Music if it wasn't for Detroit. You know that Berlin style techno music, right? That all Germans bump. Just guess who invented that shit. What the hell would depressed leather wearing Germans do without Michigan, man? So I gotta give them a low C out of respect.
Brother, what is this guy's scale? Michigan is below Ohio? What the fuck is going on? What the actual fuck is happening?
Danny Brown is like my lifelong idol, bruh. They have to be above Illinois. Wisconsin. It sounds like it should be part of Canada. Wisconsin. You know what I mean? I also say that because back in the day, there was this poor dude from Wisconsin who'd never left the Midwest before until his family moved to fucking Birmingham, UK. I felt so sorry for that poor guy, bro. He was sat next to me in a load of classes. And satisfying to my brain. I fully want to visit Minneapolis just to walk around endless corridors for the entire day. I feel like that would give me ultimate peace. I actually think this is kind of genius, right? Because it solves the mall problem that the rest of the Midwest has. The reason so many malls in Michigan, Ohio, Illinois, Indiana lay completely abandoned and
Nothing worth. Welcome in. Is that the new emote? No. That's a better TTV emote. We can't have that on Twitch. They banned that one. But we're adding it soon. Well, it's here. Here's what it looks like. Comfy. Perfect for movie nights and just when you get comfy.
Is because people have no reason to drive all the way to a physical non-food related shop and buy stuff anymore. And the idea of a mall is to rope customers of other shops into your shop through IRL marketing. A mall only works if people are walking through subconsciously browsing. Well, all these skywalks obviously have a lot of people walking through subconsciously browsing, and they put shops in them. It's perfect. And it means Minnesota skirts one of the big urban decay problem.
Really? I didn't know that. True Moo. That's interesting.
That every other Midwest state has. I actually think in a lot of ways Minnesota is kind of the best example of how a Midwest state can operate in 2024. But I have to admit, yeah, I do have a little personal bias for this state, right? They got hella Swedes. Nah, not those. I'm talking about Swedish restaurants, shops, cafes, inns, churches, a colossal IKEA, entire Swedish speaking communities. I'm talking towns called Lindström. They got plaques commemorating the OGs. Their football team is called the Vikings.
Oh yeah, is that why?
My god, man. Plus this state has a load of Somalis too, so I know they're gonna have my samosas on point. Man, this state has gotta be an A. It's gotta be
A tier for Minnesota? Oh my god.
an A. Right, Iowa. Man, I do not know. I was looking up.
This is true. This is so true.
Like good things about Iowa. Consistently one of the main pros seems to be that the traffic is great. There's no congestion on the roads. Yeah, maybe because there's no fucking people there. How can you have a traffic jam if there's 2 people driving down the highway? They do not have a city with more than 208,000 people. Literally all Iowa do is corn and Slipknot. That's it. I'm not definitively making this cool. I'm open to Iowans changing my mind in the comments, but for now, I'm sorry, man. Missouri, on the other hand, is like Iowa.
Okay, here we go. Missouri, the big. This is what I'm really paying attention to.
But actually, with some notable cities. Well,
true.
Well, just about. They kind of just about scraped having both these cities. First, St. Louis. The burgers look fabulous. The pizza looks.
The burgers. The burgers in what?
God awful. But see. Seems like a half decent city, I guess. And then we have this.
He's just Googling cities. He's literally just Googling cities and like taking the top results.
City that these guys straight up stole is called Kansas City, but it's in Missouri by about 20 miles. Bro, make it make sense. Why the fuck did Missouri get Kansas City? Surely this is unfair, man. Oh, yeah. Alright. This state.
Wait, what did that say?
Missouri get Kansas City. Surely this is unfair, man. Oh, yeah.
City founders derived the name from the Kansas or the Kaw River, which was named for the Kansas Indians. The state of Missouri then incorporated this area as the city of Kansas in 1853 and then renamed it to Kansas City in 1889. So as the Missouri, what is now called the Missouri River, was by the native population called the Kansas River.
This state seems alright to me, but apparently a lot of people hate it. They got poverty, crime, decent bit of meth. Also, people like to state how it's a red state, a free Republican land.
It wasn't always red, man. I'm pretty sure Missouri voted for Obama.
Also,
it used to be a swing state, and it's not anymore, but
people like to state how it's a red state, a free Republican land, but they have these massive
like Cory Bush comes from Missouri.
insane jaywalking laws. Like, you have to pay if you get caught crossing a fucking road. Freedom my ass, bruh. Y'all ain't got no rights. That being said, it has to be Iowa, so we'll give it a low E. And Kansas seems to me
low E?
Being said, it has to be Iowa, so we'll give it a low E. And
brother, he put it under Indiana. This guy's fucking off his rocker, man. This guy's horseshit. This guy's fuck this guy, dude. Fuck this guy. This Illinois placement is criminal. This Missouri placement is also criminal. Missouri is B tier. What a dork.
And Kansas.
Missouri under Ohio.
Seems to me like Missouri, but with less meth and more good old corn. Yeah, corn is becoming a big theme with these states, isn't it? I don't know too much about Kansas, but I've been informed from some inside sources, yeah? Lawrence is apparently the spot. I've heard it's a cheeky little unexploited gem, so I would like to visit.
No.
Before it gets
don't go to Lawrence, dude. Oh my god.
Austinified. That being said, though, we're really getting into some Great Plains.
Yeah, if he puts Kansas over Missouri.
territory with Kansas. And obviously that comes with the dreaded twisters. Kansas is one of the worst states in terms of tornadoes and is currently under severe tornado risk as I speak. And bro, you're telling me I gotta risk my fucking life and my house being violently disintegrated into dust by the wind just to live somewhere that looks like this? You're fucking tripping, bro. The risk versus reward ain't adding up. You're telling me I gotta live in an endless astroturf field and my op is the air? I got a beef with the air? Nah, that's crazy, man. Kansas getting a low D just because I want to think it's nice to
he put it above Missouri. What the fuck are these ratings? What in the actual fuck?
Missouri. And I do think the world should get together and make Missouri give Kansas City to Kansas. Nebraska. Oh man, this is where my boy Saul got banished to, man. I can't represent Gene Takovic, bruh. Nebraska seems like one dull state. It's either corn or Omaha, and I can't say Omaha seems like the most fun city. This state is so boring. It actually houses some mammoths. Once again, people out here risking their lives just to live in Nebraska, which seems even more boring than Kansas. So yous are unfortunately going to be getting a high F. I'm sorry. I know. Now on to the Dakotas, neither of which have a mill. So I'm gonna fly through them pretty quick because I highly doubt more than 10 people from either Dakota are ever gonna watch this. First off, you guys should just merge into one state. Let's
True.
be real. I know there were some silly arguments back in the day, but come on, man, this would make way more sense. North Dakota, they're literally just Canadians. They got Canadian accents.
Yeah, they're funny as fuck, bro.
Winnipeg is their closest.
North Dakotan accents are my favorite. Oh yeah, then. Oh yeah, they're really nice too. Really nice. The accents. Okay. Fuck it. Delete it. Delete that. Delete that. Delete that from the VOD.
This major city, they gotta deal with temperatures as low as.
You're darn tootin'. Yeah, dude, they're so nice and their accents are so funny.
It's 50 degrees.
Was that South African? I don't know. My brain broke.
North Dakota.
Struck from the record, please. Yeah.
Dakotans are on average richer than South Dakotans, I guess. Yo, people are actually balling out here for some reason. 6th highest GDP in the country. I mean, it makes sense. You'd have to pay me a serious bag to live up in Fargo, bro. In North Dakota, they got the tallest structure in the USA. The only purpose of which is to make sure they have good TV signal.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Okay, appreciate you. I'll be right back.
Brain-rotting talk shows to be just as enjoyable in Grafton, North Dakota as they are in New York City. If someone put a gun up to my head and said, I hate to do this, Leo, but you're gonna have to move to one of the Dakotas for the rest of your life with no chance of escape, choose one now or perish, I would definitely go with North Dakota, for the reason that I was able to talk about North Dakota for about 20-30 seconds, right? I think with South Dakota, I got max 10 seconds. The one and only notable thing about about this 77,000 square mile state is that they got Mount Rushmore. That's it. All my notes on South Dakota are done. They are getting a medium to low E, sorry. Right, well, that's the first half done. The East Coast, New England, and the Midwest have all been tier listed, and I'm going to emphasize this right. This isn't final. If you've got any hot takes about any of these ratings or any upcoming ratings, please put them in the comments, because I will actually genuinely make sure to read through all of them. I will be reshuffling the final tier list a bit, so make sure you tune in then in probably about 2 weeks or something. I don't know, we'll see. Peace.
But realize, young ladies, the best thing is to leave your life in the hands of God through his prophet.
America's scariest cult is in a small town in Arizona, where child trafficking, arranged marriage, and having multiple wives is the norm.
You know, because I ended up with 35 siblings.
This town is ruled by the FLDS, or the Fundamentalist Church of Latter-day Saints, the most extreme branch of Mormonism. Its members idolize a man named Warren Jeffs, a religious leader on the FBI's most wanted list, who is now serving a life sentence in prison for sex crimes against children. I want to learn more about the dark side of polygamy in America, so I'm driving to the FLDS headquarters right now to talk to survivors and...
Okay, let's go, baby. Mormons, polygamy. This guy has 50 wives, bro. He's the Riz King. He's the Riz Master, brother. You guys are all just mad because you don't have as many bitches. Yo, Hoy, thank you for subscribing for 2 months.
Cat time.
Okay, here we go. Hold on. Let me see if I can add this. Okay. It has to be approved, so I don't know.
Expose the truth.
Probably won't come tonight.
I'm kicking off this story in my home.
It's comfy. COMFI. When it goes live, it'll be under comfy.
Hometown of Phoenix, Arizona, where I'm driving 6 hours north to a little place called Colorado City, which is right on the border with Utah. I'm going to be meeting up with a guy named Sam who left the community but is kind enough to meet me there and take me around the bizarre community that he grew up in.
Dude, Mormons are really, really bad about excommunication and like enforcing their like you can't leave shit. It's very, very, very toxic. Really bad.
After 6 long hours, I have finally made it in Colorado City. Man, Arizona's a big state. Woo! First impressions are bland. Not a whole lot going on out here. I'm meeting Sam up at the park, the only park in the community. There he is. What's up, man?
No, man,
Great to meet you. How you doing?
Great. Welcome to Colorado City.
Thanks, dude. All right, so Sam, this is like a park. This is just a park.
This is the park. This is Cottonwood Park. So this is where, back in those days when I was a kid, all of the big events were held. It wasn't the same as when Warren took over.
Right.
When Warren took over, everything came collapsing down.
What year was that?
So he took over in about 2002.
So when he took over, that was like a huge thing.
Oh, it was. Well, because his father, Rulon Jeffs, was the prophet before him. And Rulon Jeffs was very well respected in town.
What do you mean by prophet? Like Jesus prophet?
Well, not quite, although some people would say that they are just as important as Jesus. But yes, so they were the prophet, meaning the leader of all of the people. They claimed to be talking for God. And I mean, I remember Warren Jeffs standing at the pulpit preaching to us, and he would sit there and pause for a minute and kind of bow his head. And my parents, especially my mother, would tell me that he was receiving revelation in that moment.
Really?
That God was saying, this is what you need to say to your people, and then he would say it to us. So he was claiming to speak for God directly.
That's crazy.
It gives me the goosebumps because of just thinking about the power. It's almost like totally engulf a community and they are the Lord to a community.
100%,
right?
Yes. Warren Jeffs was, as a king, a ruler, a god, people would obey everything he said to do, including law enforcement.
Including
that
law.
That were
so
local here.
The FLDS church owned this city.
Yes.
Until when?
The UEP stands for the United Effort Plan, And that was put together by the FLDS Church as a trust that owned all of this property.
Got it.
And of course, guess who was the leader of that trust? Warren Jeffs was in charge, right? He owned everything.
You mean he, as a person, literally owned it? He was the owner, the landlord, everything.
Yep.
The boss.
He made all of the people, they're very industrious here. A lot of people have or had big companies, like construction companies. Right. And he made all of them sign those companies over to the trust so that he could even own that.
So did anyone feel like they were being scammed, or they just went with it?
No one felt like they were being scammed, including myself, until you left. Once you left and looked back, then you realize, oh, what the heck was going on there?
It's so weird. This is happening in my state. I mean, I grew up in Phoenix. Like, we're from the same state, but this is like a world away, man.
Right, right.
We give this lesson to the young people. We have to teach you how to think and how to live in a pure way.
So this is it. This is the famous meeting house, which you can see is being torn down and redone. It's kind of cool. It's a bittersweet thing because this meeting house is so iconic to me and to this community because of all of the memories here. I mean, meeting was a big part of being a member of the FLDS Church. Every Sunday and every Saturday, we would hold meetings here. Now, the cool thing is the community is turning this into a community rec center. That's why you see some of the demolition happening here. You see these back doors? These back doors were the back doors that leaders of the church would escape law enforcement. So like Warren Jeffs, like I said, was on the FBI's most wanted list. And
wait, what the fuck? Why were they on the most wanted list?
I remember very specifically one day we were in a meeting, and it was during the closing prayer, and all of a sudden we heard just a loud commotion from the doors right over here, which we'll see in just a minute. And
for child abuse? Yo, what the fuck?
We had bodyguards, FLDS bodyguards, not allowing FBI or law enforcement to come in. By the time we looked up to see what was going on, all of the leaders of the church were gone off the stand. They were gone, and they disappeared out these back doors here.
That are now ripped up, yeah.
Yep, and jumped on their vehicles and went down into the creek that runs through town and escaped law enforcement. They had a plan.
Fascinating, man.
Yep. These were the doors right here. The door that you see propped open,
yeah,
where the law enforcement tried to get in. Hey, check this out. Those look like bullet holes to you?
Yeah. Are they?
If I had to guess.
All right, we can't go inside, but we can get a look from here. There it is. It's cool that you have these mountains that are just surrounding the town. They're not in the distance. It's like I could walk there.
Yep. Well, it's funny you say that in front of this mountain here, because that mountain there is the very mountain that we were not allowed to hike.
Oh, as a kid?
As a kid, and no one was allowed to hike it because we were told. I'm not sure if you're familiar with the Book of Mormon.
Yeah, I'm familiar with it, yeah.
Okay, so Book of Mormon is a scripture along with the Bible, and in the Book of Mormon, they talk about these robbers, these evil men that would go and steal and kill, and they were called the Gadianton robbers. We were told that that mountain right there still possesses their spirits, and that if we hiked it, we would either be captured or killed. Maybe there was something hiding in that mountain from leaders, and so that's why. But anyway, after I left church at age 18, I came back a couple years later and hiked the mountain just to prove a point, and here I am.
Did you find anything?
Well, I mean, I guess, would you know if you're possessed by a spirit? I'm just kidding.
This video is about to turn really sour.
He said, none of this is fucking real, duh.
I know. Is it weird to be walking around this town right now?
Well, I was just gonna say that, and especially right here. I mean, we walk on this parking lot. This used to be packed full of cars. I mean, every single Sunday, you couldn't find a spot, so you'd have to park down the street and then walk into these doors right here. And these doors that now just look like, yeah, this is just some abandoned weird building. When we were going to church here, we were told that if we could see the evil angels waiting for us outside these doors after hearing the word of God and the prophets speak, we would never dare walk out those doors because they were there trying to tempt us and convince us to do bad things. And so that's a way they convinced us to try harder, to pray more, to be more obedient and those kinds of things.
Dude. All right, so where are we heading now?
So now I figure we will head to the home that was being built for Warren Jeffs.
It's true, chat. If you don't watch my streams, those same angels will come for you.
And his many wives. But he never actually stayed there because it was completed after he was in prison. Now, why would they continue building it even though he was put in prison? Because the FLDS people believed for many years and still believe to this day. After Warren was put in prison, they were told and we were told that he was going to break free, that God was going to break down the prison walls and he would come back.
Let me tell you something.
What, they got him?
He ain't getting out of that prison.
He's doing a pretty poor job of like telling this story.
No, he is not. But they believe to this day that he is.
And they believe like 1,000 people, 1,000,000 people, 5,000 people. Who's they?
So, well, that's a great question. When I was out here, there were between.
Oh, he explained it at the beginning. Oh, my bad.
Between 10 to 15.
I didn't think I was gone that long. Jesus.
1,000 at one point. At this point, people that strongly believe in Warren Jeffs as the prophet and would still do anything he tells them to do is about 2,500.
And they're in Texas, right?
No, they're all over the place.
Okay. But Warren doesn't have communication anymore with these people.
Well, he does, unfortunately.
Really?
He's been writing what he calls revelations in prison since the moment he was put in there. And during the time of COVID, he would call and preach to his followers for hours on the phone. And they would sit there and listen to him.
This is not a test. This is a revelation from the Lord God of heaven.
They let him do that, but the reason they put him in prison is because of his wrongdoings. So why would they let him keep doing it?
So that is the question.
From what I heard, you guys didn't celebrate Christmas?
Oh, no. No, Christmas was a big, bad holiday in our minds. It was something that was very worldly, created by the world. We were told it isn't even when Jesus Christ was born, so it's not even anything about Jesus. People just want to go spend money and get things.
What did you celebrate?
We celebrated, and this was during the time of Rulin Jeffs. Warren Jeffs put an end to all fun. Even the word fun, Warren Jeffs took it out of our vocabulary and said we cannot.
Jesus.
Say that.
What?
He said that if we are enjoying something, we can say enjoyable, but not fun. He said that fun is for the world. We should be working and doing things for God only, not out there having fun.
Dude, they're like Calvinists, right?
Kim Jong-un style, man.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
What holidays did you celebrate?
So we celebrated the 4th of July, the 24th of July is when Utah became a state. And then we had a harvest festival.
So you guys were patriotic to your nation?
We were, yes. Well,
kind of.
Once again, that was taken away once Warren Jeffs came into power. He took away all of that. But when I was a young boy, we did celebrate those holidays. But Warren Jeffs, when he became prophet, he shut this whole library down. He didn't want anyone, once again, kind of North Korea style.
Yeah, Antonin Scalia. I'm pretty sure that's what Drew is thinking of also.
Reading.
Because he just said, oh, it's like North Korea. Like, it's like Kim Jong-un style. I think he's thinking of Youngmi Park. Because he's talked to her, too. And he just ate it, you know?
Outside stuff. The only thing we were supposed to read and listen to was music from the church and sermons from Warren Jeffs.
So you never heard of Britney Spears or Eminem or famous singers growing up?
I would hear about them from other people and whatnot, but I wasn't supposed to listen to them. The funny thing, though, is listening to country and Taylor Swift and Hillary Duff and that kind of thing was so wicked.
Yeah, it's Mormon in Arizona.
During the time I was here. So this is it.
Oh, this is it. We're already here. It's a hotel?
It's a hotel now. It's called the Most Wanted Hotel, named after the most wanted Warren Jeffs.
All right, so we are now walking inside. Whoa, look at this courtyard, bro.
Don't step in there. No, I'm just kidding.
You motherfucker, man.
This is important here. Look at this. Check this out. Okay.
It's echoing. Whoa.
Yeah. Hello, hello, hello.
Yeah.
So look how thick these walls are.
Yeah.
I mean, nobody in a dump truck is even going to be able to plow through that.
These are 2.5 feet thick, these walls. Holy crap. Like,
so,
bro.
So it kind of looks like Warren Jeffs was building a prison, but what he was doing, he was building it like a prison in the sense that the security would be as though it was a prison. The big metal gates would open, he would pull in here, the gates would close behind him, other gates right there would open, he would get in there, and then those would close. So very secure, and that's where Warren would be staying. Over here would be for other family, like wives and things.
So he was planning to have all of his wives under one roof?
Well, if they would fit. Honestly, I'm not sure they would, because 80 is a lot. And that's the thing too, is
80? He had 80 wives?
Though he had about 80 wives, The town, I was living here during that time. I had no idea that he had that many. It was all kept secret.
You thought he had 4?
Well, I knew he had more than that, but I was guessing 20s.
Okay, so this, first of all, I'm hearing echoes all over the place. This is creepy.
Let's go see if we can peek in there without getting kicked out.
Yeah, sure, we'll try. Is this a hotel room?
No, well, I don't know what it is now, honestly.
It's weird, man.
It looks like it's someone's house, but
this is so weird.
See, even after Warren would get through the second gate, then he would pull into his garage and the garage would close. So, I mean, the security, and then of course I imagine he would bring some of his wives to this home. That was the plan. He never lived here because it was completed after he was in prison.
So weird,
But just to give you an idea of security.
Yeah. I don't know what I feel like right now. I feel like I'm in North Africa. These like weird fences around buildings that are white.
Well, and something that you'll notice as we drive around town is there are some walls around properties, but not as many as there used to be.
Got it.
A lot of the walls have been taken down now. It's a nice house. It's weird. It works perfectly for a hotel because of all the long hallways and the many rooms.
Like, if
Hey, is this where the politics are? Yeah, but not right now, really. We're watching some like other YouTube shit right now.
I didn't know anything about Colorado City and I needed a place to crash, this is nice.
Yeah, and honestly, it's a good place to crash nowadays.
Nobody.
His youngest wife was 10 when they married. Ew. Fucking gross, brother.
Comes here because of what the building is.
No, I think the people come out here for like group service projects and things like that. I think you'll see churches, Christian churches and different churches come out with youth to help with different things. Yeah, this would have been a living room. So stages actually were pretty common in big homes as like a place for people to perform. For some reason, it was common in the FLDS for families to get up and do performances like singing or
not sexual
instruments.
Oh my God.
Always. This is.
I mean, that makes sense though if you're not watching TV.
This is very common in a big polygamous homes to have big long hallways with just rooms all the way down to fit people.
Do you get like weird feeling being in here?
I do.
I do. The walls would speak to you.
Yeah, I mean, for an outsider or someone else, I can see.
I gotta be honest. I was driving here and there was like no accommodations. This is like a nice hotel.
Right. Yeah.
I would stay here.
So this here is Hilldale, is what we call it. In fact, there's.
Oh, this is Utah?
Well, yeah, we're in Utah now.
Oh, I didn't even know we're in Utah.
Yeah, we're in Utah now. So there used to be a huge gate right here. So now we can drive in. So I'm just gonna do that and see what happens. But it used to be the clinic where all of the women would come and give birth to their children.
Really?
This building right here.
And they would probably have a lot of births, so they were pumping them out.
Yep. So
were you born here?
I was.
Really?
I was born right here. In fact, these new fancy doors right here where it says Focus Eye Center, those weren't there when I was born. We would walk into the doors over here, the smaller doors, and that would take us into a waiting room and bring the baby out. We'd all pass the baby around and hold the baby, you know, because I ended up with.
Motherfucker, do you remember? Like, he's talking from experience of the moment he was born.
5 siblings, so a lot of that. A lot older than me too, of course.
How many of them are in the community still?
Believing in Warren Jeffs, about half. About half.
Do you still speak to them?
The ones that believe in Warren Jeffs, I'm not allowed to have any kind of communication.
They won't talk to you.
Right. Because if someone chooses to leave the community, you're not welcome back, and so you lose your family basically. Right. Unfortunately.
Do you miss the 17 siblings that don't talk to you anymore?
Oh yes. Well, I mean, honestly, I haven't seen them for so long. The little ones are going to be all grown up. Like, I don't even know what they would look like.
What
honestly.
if they still live here and you bumped into one on the street? Would it be like a weird moment?
If I recognized them, I would go on as if everything was normal and pretend that nothing had come between us and see how they would accept me. Because I'm from this place, I know that they would probably try to just turn the other way and not want to have that relationship, but that's not them, that is the teachings of the church. Yeah, so here we go. This is down the hill that leads to my childhood home.
So it is really sad.
The FLDS church when you grew up.
Oh yes. If not current, there were some what we called apostates out here, and those are people that had left the church that still lived here, but we looked down on those people.
This is it?
This is it.
All right, let's do it, man. I love how everything here is like a 2-minute drive.
Exactly, it's very close. So this here, just want to point out, it looks very different than it did when I was living here because there was a huge fence that we put in, a big stone fence that we spent a lot of time building.
But you didn't live here with 35 siblings, did you?
Well, there were probably about 20 of us in this house. So there was a lot.
A massive house by any means. But
No, it's not. There's a
blinking cursor top middle. I think that might be on your end, Prodigy. I don't see it.
There were multiple siblings living in each room. Look at these notices on the door. I wonder what that says on there.
Looking for Sam, the polygamist.
Oh.
What?
Do I dare?
What?
I haven't walked on this step since I was 18 years old.
Really?
Yep, this will be the first time.
Yeah, there you go. You got thrown out at 18.
I guess this is the big moment for mankind.
Oh, that. What the fuck is that?
Step for man.
Wow, man.
Okay, so current water restrictions. Okay.
Is it still there? No, it's not, right?
Hoping for like an eviction notice.
Oh no, it's totally like being renovated.
Oh, is it?
Look inside. I mean, it's.
Oh yeah, it's completely being torn apart. Wow, it's weird. This looking, the window you're looking in right now was our big meeting room where we would hold our family meetings and Sunday schools and things like that. But there used to be a sign that said Zion above the door.
What does Zion mean?
Zion, if someone had Zion on their fence or on their door, it was an outward statement that I believe in and follow Warren Jeffs.
Oh, that's what that means. But is it ironic that Zion National Park is right there?
Well, people believe that in this place called Zion that will be a perfect harmony, perfect place, only righteous people living, and where God himself can dwell and visit. And that was the idea.
Yeah.
They were yearning for becoming Zion. This is my room through this window, and the amount of times I climbed out this window, I won't say, but don't tell my father.
Nice.
Yeah, look at this.
He was sneaking out to get bitches. He said, I want to get some bitches. Also, guys, something happened. Something big just dropped right now. Bitches plural for sure. Yeah, exactly. Guys. It's so cute. It's perfect.
Completely torn apart.
And by the way, Sam has an awesome YouTube channel called Growing Up in Polygamy, which is how I found him. Actually, I found him through Peter Santinello's video, another YouTuber who makes great stories. Yeah. So we're all kind of YouTubers here. Man, look at dude. Even I feel crazy being here, and I've never been here before.
Yeah. See this door right here? Mm-hmm. So there was a moment in my young teenage years where, see how it's locked? Mm-hmm. There was a moment when it was locked just like that, and my brothers dared me. They said, there's no way you could break through that door. And I got to run from about here. Should I demonstrate?
Yeah, I was going to say, please try it again, dude.
So, and I just plowed right through the door. It took down the entire frame with it.
I love learning of the fringe Mormon groups because it's wild that this religion can have so many insane people. I mean, I don't know if Mormonisms have like more insane people than average. There are definitely Christians who are insane also. But the church is like, you know, obviously doesn't allow polygamy and shit. So it doesn't get really bad like this. Yeah, this shit's hard, right? But also, like, do you understand that this is like uniquely American? That like this is why like America exists? Like the people who came from Europe to America were all fucking like religious weirdos. They were all fucking freakos, religious weirdos that Europe was like, we don't want you here. Like you guys are just weird. Like we don't want you to, we are not going to let you practice like that here. So go to America. Yeah, Mormonism is like an American religion, a uniquely American religion. But this shit was normal. Like
me because I didn't know how to fix it, so they had to. I'm just looking at these windows here, and the amount of memories and stories It's just bizarre. I walked by this property, but I haven't walked onto
Yo, Paul, thank you for the 100 bits.
the property like this. In the FLDS, the father of the home was the ruler of the home. It wasn't like, oh, hey, Dad, what's up? At least in a lot of the families.
So you called your dad father?
Yes, we were not allowed to say dad. That was considered disrespectful. Same with the mothers. It was mother, not mom. And
that's very culty.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, that's like weird that
Hi,
you
kitty.
weren't allowed to even call them mom or any other word.
Right.
Well,
right.
you had 4 moms.
Yeah, I did. So, well, we were all very clear on who belonged to who. So I knew who my mom was. And
what did you call your other mom?
We would call them Mother and then their first name. It was Mother Eliza, Mother Mildred, Mother Jeannie, and then my mother, Mother Yvonne. And I would call my mom Mother. I wouldn't use her first name. I would just say Mother.
And your 4 moms lived in the house with you?
Yes, they all lived here. They all had their separate room. Father had his separate room. Father never slept in the mother's rooms with them. I never saw that. And I know that things like that were very secretive in the FLDS. Right. We weren't given any type of education on sexual stuff at all. That just wasn't a topic. But I know that sometimes the mothers might go to his room, but the mothers a lot of times, in a lot of cases, would have young kids in their room sleeping with, like the infants would be in the room with the mother.
Did you have any clue that the rest of the world doesn't live like that?
Yes. When I got older, we would actually start doing construction jobs outside, like in the surrounding cities and different places. So we would meet other people.
Okay.
Now, we thought they were the strange ones, of course, and that we had it all figured out. But it was, it was just an interesting switch when I left to realize, oh, where I came from was the strange,
right? And
most of the world doesn't live like this.
Was money ever an issue with that many kids?
It was tight. We weren't allowed to walk into the kitchen and get a snack.
Oh, interesting.
So food was at a certain time. You would come get food at that time. I got into a lot of trouble because as a growing boy, reaching this height, at one point I had to eat a lot. Or I thought, I was always hungry.
Was it like rice and beans food?
It was a lot of that kind of thing, like beans, rice. We would do lots of stews. A very common one was bread and milk.
Interesting.
Ever heard of that?
No, you dip the bread in the milk?
No, we would actually break the bread into pieces, put honey on top of the bread, and then milk, and eat it. And yes, it was soggy in 3 seconds, but we would eat it anyway.
So the answer to my question is, you did not grow up wealthy.
No.
You didn't have a lot of money.
What the fuck? It's like cereal, but just bread?
No, it's not.
Did you ever experience like fights and childhood trauma in this house?
Oh yeah. Well, fights between siblings and things like that.
Among mothers.
The mothers were pretty dang good at keeping their opinions to themselves. And that was kind of a part of the culture. The father was in charge and the mothers would obey and enforce the father's rules.
Right.
And so they were pretty good at that. Now, were there jealousy issues and things? Sure. Yes, there were. But as far as siblings, with that many siblings, yeah, we fought.
And like you being the rebellious one, like if you did something wrong, like if you snuck out of the house, would you just get whacked, like physically abused, or what would happen to you?
Now, I know that some people were punished by either spankings and things like that. And when I was younger, yes, we would get spankings and we would try to be smart and hide a book in our britches, as we would say.
Sure.
And try to hurt the hand of the person that was spanking us. But for the most part, we had a pretty good childhood as far as abuse goes. It was more,
yeah, I don't know why.
Something really bad would be sat in a corner and left there as like, hey, think of like a timeout.
Sure.
Except for it was a very long
or
timeout.
anything.
No.
That's good.
No. And there was a lot of abuse in the FLDS, but thankfully, in my own experience, in my family, it was not.
Good. As we walk through the quiet streets of...
The fuck? Yeah, wait, hold on. The noise gate is actually like breaking. Like not working at all. I've had this for a minute where it's like weird.
Sam's old neighborhood, the past weighs heavily on our minds. The old buildings are reminders of a life once controlled by the strict rules of the FLDS. From Sam's childhood home to the remnants of Warren Jeff's compound, each location holds a piece of what was once a thriving Colorado City. But there are more spots around town that Sam wants to show me so I can better understand what it was like to grow up in this cut-off society. So what is this place?
So this place used to be the thrift store of the town. So a lot of people would come in here and find very inexpensive clothes. Turn, pull, push, turn, pull. It works. So you grew up in the FLDS. You know my family very well.
I knew Neil. Neil.
Yeah.
I love Neil.
That's crazy. That
so many fun memories.
Crazy. You've never met before?
I don't think we've met.
It's crazy how like you know everything about his family and he knows everything about you.
Yeah.
No, go on.
You may have seen me around the community when I was a little kid, but.
Probably. Back when I was a kid, it was a great community. We had the village to raise the child. You know?
Yeah.
And people were just congenial. I mean, we worked really well together.
Yeah.
And religious stuff started to get in the way, and it started separating people and feelings. And
did you know Warren Jeffs?
I've never met him officially, but I do know of him.
And you were connected to him through.
I mean, if I saw him, I'd probably know who he was.
Is it?
What if we did this just with leftists? You want 80 wives, and you think it makes a difference if they're leftists? He's like, all right, stay with me. Anarchist polygamy. You're not the first person to think this, yeah.
Is it not strange to grow up with molesters and
Very much so. Not right to me.
Okay.
Well, I'm sure you saw the polygamy side of thing, and all of that was normal for you as well, I assume.
I loved it.
Why?
Loved it. Because.
Yeah, Fears for Tears is right too. It's not the Christianity or the Mormonism that's the problem here. It's the cultiness and sexual abuse. Exactly.
Mothers can relate to you differently than.
Polygamy is pretty socialist, in my opinion. You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Your own mom.
But this isn't real polygamy. You understand? Like, polygamy is not women are tied to one man and a man can fuck whoever he wants. You get this, right? Like, yeah, this is abuse. No, this is not polygamy. Like, yeah.
It's just that
you had
this other mom could relate to me, and she had different talents than my mom, and so.
Did you feel that way too?
Oh, polyamory is socialist. Polygamy is not. Okay, that's a good distinction. I didn't know those were different, honestly.
Yeah, there were definitely different talents that each mother brought to the table. Or
do you still love the idea of having multiple mothers?
Totally.
This is so bizarre to meet a woman from the FLDS church who runs this shop and hearing her talk about growing up. I can't believe that I'm getting this on camera right now. It's bizarre.
The idea of having more than one wife is an absolute no for me. So I wonder if that's the same for you. Like, being a sister wife, for you personally, is that something that you would still be interested in?
Major.
Really? Interesting, okay.
Do you think others feel the same way?
But you know what? It's going to have to be on very strict terms.
Right.
And that is, it's not going to be something where somebody, like the placement marriage things that they force people into and they guilt people into and shame them into. And
excuse me.
I mean, we could go on with a few more.
Those were children.
So you want to choose your husband?
Absolutely. I think every woman should. I don't buy
of course.
Stuff, but I got married by getting on my knees, and I knew, and I didn't go into the brethren and say, "Tell me who to marry." Yeah. But I absolutely want other ladies in my life.
Can I ask you a question about Warren Jeffs? So he had 80 wives. You don't think that's too much? Like, is that not kind of crazy? Is that crazy to you? Like, where do you draw the line?
That's already a thing in Missouri in the Ozarks. It's a communist, polyamory commune in the Ozarks. Ew. Also, they're vegan. Ugh. Wait, they don't eat these ducks? Tempting the birds to sing on a cold March morning. Grilled light all surrounding us, arms reaching out as if we fly right off your fingertips. Feathers and bones, claws and wings, melancholic fury.
Eastwind is a community of 70 people living on 1,200 acres of land in the heart of the Ozark Mountains in south-central Missouri. It is a secular, egalitarian, income-sharing, worker-owned cooperative. Well, what does that mean? So, all income generated from the community-owned businesses is shared equally amongst the membership. Eastwind Nut Butters is the largest enterprise. It was started in 1980 and provides a substantial amount of income for the community.
I did a week-long tryout there before freshman year of college. Really? What was it like?
Utopian Rope Sandals has been around just as long and is Eastwind's second manufacturing operation. Members are expected to work a 35-hour-a-week quota while on the land. The labor hours required for cleaning, cooking, factory work, gardening, taking care of animals, office work, auto repair, child rearing, building maintenance, forestry, and all other activities that help the community are all considered equal. 1 hour of labor is 1 hour of labor, no matter the skills involved. The basic idea is that while living on Eastwind's land, all labor is considered communal, and all the benefits of that labor are shared communally. Individual members are free to leave the land and make their own personal income, as well as hold their own personal assets outside of Eastwind. For example, inheritances are not shared with the community, and every member is entitled to the privacy of their own room and exclusive ownership of personal possessions. Each member is provided with a furnished room, food, typically lunch is set out at noon and dinner is served at 6 every day, healthcare, and a monthly stipend to spend as they so desire. For example, the stipend can be spent on personal travel, alcohol, junk food, tobacco, and other luxuries that are not provided in full by the community. There are quarterly financial meetings where budgets are decided and reviewed, as well as annual manager elections to determine who will manage the various labor areas and their respective budgets, which include the Nut Butters business, communal kitchen, laundry, dairy program, gardens, building maintenance, and many more. In years with excess profits, a portion of this money is reinvested in the community, and a portion is distributed equally as a dividend amongst Eastwind's membership. Each member of the community has a single vote, and all big decisions are made by simple majority and 2/3 majority vote. There are also a number of processes using a concerns system, in which members publicly communicate their intentions for a particular project, and other members of the community can give feedback, as well as concern an idea. If enough concerns accumulate, then a meeting will be held on the issue, and if necessary, a vote taken. If you are interested in membership at Eastwind, or simply want to visit to get a better feel for this particular flavor of income-sharing communal lifestyle, you can visit eastwind.org.
Huh. I never heard of that. That's pretty cool.
Fine.
Okay, but who gets the sister wives? I know. I'm like, yeah, but are they fucking though? Because Chatter was asking, I think mostly about the fucking. He was kind of gooning. I could tell.
I think it's sick and wrong how Warren got his.
Yeah.
And the guilt and the shame and how he treated them and there's a whole bunch of story around that, so I can't just give you a simple answer.
Sure.
Yeah.
You don't think it's weird for the husband, for the man to have multiple wives, but the wife can't have multiple husbands?
No, I don't think that's weird. Look in the animal kingdom. That's how a lot of the animal kingdom is.
True.
I'm not saying in every situation of the animal kingdom, but the animal kingdom has one male and a herd of women. And they go and butt their heads and their antlers and do whatever, and they're I'm gonna dominate, you know, and that's gonna be the seed that's passed on to ensure that they have a strong genetic makeup.
And we are animals at the end of the day.
Another thing too is it's hard to say, oh, I wish I didn't grow up in polygamy, because that would take away a lot of my siblings that I have. That would take away the relationships I had with my mothers in the home. So, you know, it's tricky because I would never want to have multiple wives myself. But if I did, then I would also have children saying, I can't imagine life without it, right?
Yeah.
So it's a hard thing to navigate, right? To say whether or not it's good or bad or all of that. I think it's just up to people's personal beliefs and what they think is best for themselves.
Well, I absolutely 100% agree with people should choose and have the life
Yeah.
they want.
Same. So, you would allow your husband to have another wife?
Absolutely.
So how would it happen if the time ever happened? What would need to happen for another woman to come in?
Lots of prayers and somebody knowing where they're going.
Take care. Well, we gotta talk.
Lots of prayers, and God just tells me, listen, honey, God's telling me every time I see Jackie at the store, every time I see her, God tells me you gotta marry her too.
A lot to talk about, right? I guess it just goes to show once again, when you're raised in something and that's all you know and you believe it is the best life because that's what you have experienced, then that's what you want. In her case, it seems
mind-blowing, dude. That was super interesting. Wow.
Yeah. So different buildings throughout the town were used for homeschooling.
That was your homeschool?
That was one of the ones I attended, yes.
You seem to be really educated now and you know everything, and obviously you've learned a lot since you left the community, but like growing up in a school where you're being taught by your sister, you must have not learned that much.
I didn't get much of an education, no. Not when I was out here. By the time I was a young teenager, I was out on job sites working full time. But
it's in Arizona.
I did go and get my GED and went to college and got a degree. So this is Rulon Jeff's home, or was his home, and Warren Jeffs had an office in here as well. So Rulon Jeffs was the prophet before Warren Jeffs, and one of my sisters married Rulon Jeffs when she was about 18 or 19 years old, and my sister married him when Rulon Jeffs was about 80 years old. And I believe she was his 60th wife.
Oh my God.
One of my sisters, and she was my full-blooded sister as well.
What did you think about that when she married him?
Well, interestingly, I thought it was this huge honor for her, and that, I believe, is how she felt too, that she was marrying the prophet of God. Looking back now, maybe there were some concerns that she had about it, but I'm just not sure. I never asked her. I just assumed she was honored to marry the prophet of God. Exact white door right there.
Oh my God.
To meet Rulon Jeffs and Warren Jeffs. It is just weird to see that door now and to think of all the things that were going on in there.
Your sister that married Rulon Jeff, have you spoken to her? Is she still in the community?
I have not seen, I'm not in contact with her right now.
Do you think she still believes in Warren Jeffs?
I think she does, yes. I know now, during that same time, Warren Jeffs was doing awful things, molesting his own children in some cases, at least as the courts and documents would state. And
during the time you met him?
During that time.
That's crazy, bro.
So it's crazy that in my mind, I thought I was having this spiritual, holy experience with him, and behind closed doors, awful things were going on.
We just rolled up to another place called Patty's Place, this purple building, rumored to be owned by FLDS, which we're about to find out.
Patty's here.
Smells really good in here.
Good.
But are you from here as well?
I'm not from here.
Okay.
But I've been here for 40 years.
Oh, you're basically from here. Yeah. You never left during all the height of everything?
Yeah, this guy's talked about how like everybody in his family has like excommunicated him, and he's just like alone basically in his life.
So we didn't sign the tenant at will because we didn't agree with it.
Oh, really?
A lot of people went up to court over it.
Interesting.
Our family wasn't one, but they took us to court and they took our home.
They just took your home?
Yeah.
Like, you woke up one day and...
Well, they took us to court and the court says you have no standing because
they're
you built on UEP land.
Did you ever meet Warren Jeffs?
I couldn't even stand listening to you. He has
What up, Robin? This is Mormons.
way of talking.
Really?
Keeping sweet is an exertion to remain clean and pure. And if you're not keeping sweet, then you're not pure.
Our conversation with the woman at the shop leaves us in shock. Her story peels back the layers of the church's grip on its followers, highlighting the devastating impact of Warren Jeffs' rule. Reflecting on this journey, it's clear that the FLDS operated not just as a religious community, but as a cult, a system designed to
What the fuck is keeping sweet? Like not being a bitch, right? Like that's what he means, right? Like don't talk back to me. Don't have complaints. Don't don't talk to me, basically. Just be pretty and smile. Like, that's what he's saying, right?
And manipulate its followers for the benefit of its leader. The scars of this toxic environment run deep, etching themselves into both the physical surroundings of this town and the psyche of those who
Just misogyny.
But despite this trauma, we encountered a few people who give us hope for the future of Colorado City. We're about to meet up with Warren Jeff's 65th wife for a rare interview, as she reminds us that in the face of so much destruction, there is room for redemption.
Well, this here is Warren Jeff's old home. And I met Warren Jeff himself in his backyard here. I helped my brother do the landscaping and things like that.
That's so bizarre, dude.
And so, yeah, I met many of his wives. I met his brothers. I met him, Warren Jeffs himself out here. He was playing tennis one day in his backyard. And so, yeah, we would see him around.
What up, Sticky?
It's definitely a mansion.
It's definitely bizarre. Every time I come back, just the feelings of being on the property that Warren Jeffs himself lived at. It's just so crazy.
Yeah, this is wild, man.
Hey, there she is.
Hi. How are you?
Drew, Brielle, how are you?
Pleasure to meet you.
Good to see you too.
How are you?
I'm doing good.
I've heard so much about you.
Thanks.
Thanks for having us here.
Yeah.
Once a symbol of oppression, the 44-room mansion that was occupied by Warren Jeffs and his multiple wives has undergone a remarkable transformation. The Dream Center, as it is now called, is a sanctuary for people fleeing the church. Led by Brielle Decker, Warren Jeffs' 65th wife, the center offers transitional housing and education, combats addiction, and aids victims of human trafficking. To me, it is crazy to think that the home that once trapped Brielle now helps others get out.
How long did you live here with Warren Jeffs?
4 months.
Okay, so 4 months with Warren. And
Well, he wasn't really here, but his family was.
okay, at that time he was kind of on the run.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
I married him after he was the prophet, so he was already on the
So
run.
did he go on the run almost immediately after he became prophet, or was it a little bit later?
It was almost immediately.
Almost. Okay, that's what I thought. So like 2002, 2003.
Yeah, it was September, and then my birthday was in November, and I married him in January.
Okay.
So I turned 18.
I was just about to say, how old were you when you married him?
Yeah, I turned 18. So the fathers had a lot more say, kind of before that.
Mm-hmm.
When Reuben was the prophet, they could tell the prophet when their daughter was old enough or when they
Right.
felt like they were ready. But when Warren became the prophet, he called up the fathers and said, "Your daughter is ready." So it put him in a really tight position, because if they didn't go along with it, they could lose all their children all at the same time. This is the
What the fuck?
men's floor. The men stay down here.
Like, are you talking about currently staying or before?
Yeah,
Okay.
and before the boys.
before.
This, I don't know if I showed you this when you were here.
No.
This is like all this wiring. And when the first directors came, they hired some people to come in and try to organize this. And they walked out and they were like, "What is going on in there?" And they're like, "We just barely bought this place." And they're like, there was illegal wires tapped the whole city.
Oh, so the whole city was being spied on, huh?
Yeah.
Who orchestrated that?
That was Warren Jeffs and his whatever he did. I
He
don't know.
put illegal wiring to spy on everybody?
In the town, yeah, so he could tap their phone lines.
Did you know that?
So I had heard rumors. I didn't know about the phone lines.
So he could listen to anyone's conversation.
Yeah. And one time they went through a tour, and there was a lady from the community in the tour, and they kind of explained that, and she just went, "Oh my goodness, that's how he knew." And she was like talking about how he called her out in church one time and told her she was talking to a boy on the phone. And he told her it was God who told him.
Of course.
Oh
And so
my
she
God.
knew this whole time that she was denying God and running from God and all this stuff, and then she finds
This is so gross.
out later that he was just tapping the phones.
But it just goes to show that that's how he was able to convince so many people that he was hearing from God and he was being directed by God.
He was listening to them.
He was listening in and spying on us.
I feel like it's so manipulative, and also like how he would watch the news and tell everybody else not to. He had so many tactics.
So how does that make you feel, though?
Me, I feel like it's really sad to think about like how many people were like basically deceived, because he was lying to them, you know.
Yeah.
But when you were married to him, you didn't know he was lying at all. You thought he was.
Well, I learned in about the first 2 years, he didn't line up, because he acts different than he teaches. You couldn't talk about it. So like the day I married him, I started seeing red flags.
Oh.
Oh God.
Am I asking?
Well, he sent me home on the first night because I hesitated to get close to him, and I was like, well, It's my first wedding and his 65th or whatever, so he was just really angry at me. And I didn't know why. Later I figured out he was punishing me by sending me home. And then the next day he sent me to a few meetings, and one of them was a secret meeting that he talked about when he took his children from this property, because this is where they lived before he became the leader. He said that he was taking them away from this property because he was running from the law. He didn't want to be questioned by the law about where he was. So I started seeing red flags right off, but it took me a time to give up the God that I'd been taught about my whole life. And so I went to Alta Academy. My first grade teacher was his first wife. So I don't have like the same type of story as the people down here. Most people down here talk about how when Warren Jeffs became the leader, there was a big shift. Mm-hmm. For me, there wasn't really a big shift because we had been groomed to believe he was going to be the next prophet, basically. I became a target really fast in his family, and he put me on a pedestal and said, "Don't be like her." And so that it was really bad.
So you were the unique one.
Yeah, because I didn't want to follow along with all of his stuff that he was doing. And they didn't know why. The rest of the family just figured I must have done something bad.
Interesting.
And Warren Jeffs doesn't have to have a reason.
Were other people targeted besides you or just you?
I don't know, because I was in survival mode. Like, I was fighting for my life every single hour sometimes.
Like you thought you were actually
Jesus
gonna die?
They threatened me at times.
It sounds like you got treated a lot worse than his other wives.
I think I was his most hated wife. And I like it now.
Yeah, I was just about to say, definitely a secret closet, yeah. What's happening in
This
here?
is under the front porch.
What does that mean?
So like, it was a secret room, and these things, there's a latch under it. You can't see the latch.
What do you think was kept back here?
I think of records.
Oh, the records of the church and
The
stuff.
marriages and all of that stuff. And there was, when we first got here, I don't know if it's still there, but there was a tape down there that said masks on it.
Yeah.
So you asked what things were found, and they were the documents and recordings and all the things that Warren Jeffs had his scribes and had people record of the abuses and things that he was doing to
oh my God.
women or girls.
Did you know the 12-year-old? Were you?
I did know her. I met her before, but I wasn't in the room when all this stuff happened. But I did go into the introduction and figured out what was going on, and that's when I fought him after that. Yeah. So I think I was the only wife that successfully avoided him after that, because I did see women crying. I did see mothers in really tight positions. Like, you think about the littler kids on the property that they already gave birth to, and he's bringing them now because they're worthy now to come see their kids after this long space of time. And they're put into this really traumatic situation, and they have to choose if they're going to follow along with abusing these 12-year-olds and leave their kids in a vulnerable situation, or, you know what I mean? Yeah. If they leave the property, so if they fight Warren Jeffs, they leave the property, and their littler kids are more vulnerable.
All right, this was his room?
Yeah, this was his room. It's super small.
There was extra padding, extra soundproof.
Yeah, right here, the bar.
On the bottom of the door here. This is
the only intercom with an on and off switch in the house.
So he had power over the intercom.
Everybody else couldn't talk in it, where he was the only one that had the power to talk.
Have you guys?
Oh my God, one-way intercoms.
Parts of the wall. He's probably in his prison cell, like with an earpiece in.
Yeah.
How many of Warren Jeffs' 80 wives did you know personally, or did you meet?
I knew all of them.
Like, were you ever together in one room?
I don't think so, because he had them spread out. But
was there drama amongst the ladies?
I'm sure there was, but like I said, I was in survival mode most of the time. So a lot of them I don't think dared.
Do you think
some of them are nice?
Were they friendly with each other, or they're kind of like, nah, I don't want to be your friend. Like we compete. Like
it depends on who it is. You kind of get to know their characters and what things stay and what things kind of fade over time.
Right.
You kind of learn patterns really good, because we moved a lot, but we didn't move like people out here to a new location with new neighbors and new environment and new resources.
Right.
We always had the same people.
And when you're with them in person, are things feeling normal?
For me, it was different than most of them. Like, for me, I actually would hide from him. I would go in the closets and close the door and read.
You must have been the only one doing that.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But he was always, I wasn't really attracted to him. So like when I would walk in the room, it would like freeze. Both of us would just like freeze, and it kind of created a tension like immediately. He was so mad about that, because I was his wife. So like, that's not supposed to happen.
Why did you?
Oh God, yeah.
It sounds like from the get-go you weren't interested in him and you didn't care about him. So why did you marry him?
Well, I married him because it's arranged marriage, and when I went in to talk to him, I had like premonitions as a child. Like, I believe there were premonitions. Like, I would dream I was in a darkly lit room, like dimmed the lights, and Warren Jeffs was in the front. And it was weird because the prophet was ruling. And he would ask me, who do you think God wants you to marry? And I would wake up every time at that point. And when I got closer to being 18 years old, I worried that he wouldn't just tell me. Some people he just tells. And so he'd put it on me. And what happened when it was a darkly lit room, he was the one sitting there because he had just become the prophet. And he said, who does God want you to marry? And it just like,
Whoa.
I turned away and I said, I wondered if I was supposed to go in the family with my sister. But when it actually happened, I just said, I wondered if I was supposed to go in that family. He said I had a strong testimony. He had the ultimate say in every marriage. But it was kind of like a catch-22 because like, he also had the doctrine of like, if you ask to marry him, it's like a really bad thing.
Right.
But if you lie to God, then, but he's the one that groomed me, so because I didn't want to lie to him because that's also a punishment. He didn't even ask me if I wanted to.
He just took you to the wedding ceremony?
Yeah, he's like, he called in his brother. He said, let's get my brother, and he called him in, and because my father was there. My mother never got invited to the wedding.
So that happened the same time that question he asked you, then you went straight to the ceremony?
Yeah, he didn't ask me if I wanted to. He just said, who do you think God wants you to marry? And he's like, oh, you have a strong testimony.
And you just like went with it?
Well, I didn't want to, like...
you can't just...
Yeah, you can't. Well, I could have said no at the ceremony, but like, I knew the punishment would be outweighed.
Bro, that's back. What the fuck?
The punishment could be I'd never get married. I just stay in my father's home, which wasn't...
Brother, what the fuck is that?
Like in most people's weddings, they like...
I was in shock. Yeah.
And then you got married and then you walked out of the room and you're like,
no,
oh my
he
God.
sent my father, he sent
It's on the video.
And then he turned to me and he said, sit on my lap. And I just hesitated, and that's when I saw the anger in his eyes.
That was the hesitation that you were talking about before.
Yeah.
It is just bizarre to me to think that his way of getting so many people to marry him, so many young girls or young women to marry him, was simply by forcing them to think that it was coming from God.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then him just forcing it upon them without any question or hesitation. So it doesn't sound like it was much of a choice for any of these 81. Well,
yeah, I don't
maybe
think
maybe
so.
the first couple, I don't know about
maybe.
those.
I don't think so.
And a lot of these 80 wives are still idolizing him today.
I don't know if they are. I kind of wonder if they really do, but they are claiming they do.
What do you think?
I've talked to a recent inside source.
Yeah.
I can't say names here, unfortunately, but that there are still a large amount of wives that are still waiting for him to break free from prison and come be their husband and prophet again.
Yeah.
And that they are still hoping and holding on to that.
Well, they can't tell everyone.
Yeah.
Unless they make a change.
Right.
But like the real thing is like I think he scared them pretty bad with what he was doing.
Sure.
And he told them things like, you're an accomplice, the world doesn't want you, stuff like that. So like they really believe, they don't know.
Bro, this guy abused your fucking children. The man who fathered your children abused them. What the fuck?
Anything else. They think if they come out here, they're going to go to prison.
Right.
We are told that we are going to be on...
This is literally like the depths of humanity. I'm not going to lie, man. Like, people are fucking so susceptible to this. Like, humans just like need compassion. They need community. They need purpose. And like, this is just like the perfect, weird, fucking awful thing that it fills all of those holes. So gross.
Satan's ground, which means that you're going to become an apostate.
Right.
You're going to become this awful person that the world is going to basically eat you up.
Yeah.
And so I can understand why I'd be so fearful. Was that the same for you, or were you so past his teachings that you just wanted to get free at that point?
Well, for me, I felt like I knew that I hadn't been a full accomplice.
Mm-hmm.
And I wasn't worried about more papers being dug up and everything on me.
I see.
What I try to tell him is like, if you got an attorney outside of the church and fought your case, a lot of them would win. Like a lot of them were coerced into it, and forced fraud and coercion is a factor in the trafficking laws, which what they go by now. So I have personally testified against Warren in federal court like 2 years ago, just for credibility reasons, mostly. We were awarded an amount, but we don't plan on seeing it because it's all hidden in his members' names and everything. But for credibility reasons, it does help me because I'm the only 18-year-old that has testified against Warren.
Really?
Yeah, of his wives. And there was one other person in the class action that was an underage bride.
It must be hard to have proof in form of like photos and videos because that was like shunned.
Yeah, for me, I didn't have anything when I escaped. I escaped out a window and was terrified of being caught.
Where did you go when you left the window?
I ran to a family that I knew had left the church altogether.
Got it.
So I went to this specific house. Right before I got there, there was a lady in her backyard meditating who was dressed XFLDS. I ran through her backyard and she's like, "Can I help you?"
Oh my God.
And I was like,
Yeah, I need help.
Trumu, don't you think that's like because, I mean, like, ugh. That's so gross, and I feel so much for that woman, but ugh.
So she drove me up to the house I was going.
Still supports Warren. Like, she's got to be, I mean, her mom is probably still psycho. Like, it's just like copium overdose, brother. Like, it's, and I know that's kind of like a blasé or like, kind of like a weird way to like talk about it, but it's like true. Like, you can't accept the reality. And so you're just like compartmentalizing everything to the point where you're like that. Like, that's really sad. It's like really sad.
Going to, and she asked if she could come in or not, and I said, "You might as well come in." So she came in. The family I
a coping mechanism, yeah, a bit, right? But
was with, talking to, asking them for help, they didn't know any phone numbers of any small organizations on the outside. They had just recently left.
Wow.
So, but the lady who came in with me did. So she ended up calling some organizations, and
so you got help.
So I got help that day. So yeah.
So do you think that because of the rumors Warren Jeffs was spreading about you, that all FLDS people to this day believe that you're just some crazy person spreading lies?
Yeah, he doesn't really target me the same way as he targets most ex-FLDS, because he said so much in the beginning that I was crazy and that they needed to hunt me. They chased me, they put me on the missing list, they did so much stuff in the beginning. Most people, when they start to fight the church, they get like blacklisted in the church. They say, "Don't listen to their master deceiver." But for me, they haven't done that. They just keep saying she's crazy. But even though I was awarded the house and this is now a recovery place, they kind of attack the house situation, say it was stolen from them, and they kind of even blame so the activist that took me in later on, her name is Kristen Decker, she legally adopted me. And so I would never have the risk hanging over my head of being like brought back to the FLDS if I ended up in the hospital or something too long, and it defaults to a family member to make a decision. Now it will default to my husband or my adoptive family.
You're married now?
Yeah, I'm married. I've been married like 7.5 years.
Congrats.
Yeah.
Things are looking up for you.
And
good for her.
You're totally non-believer in everything that you grew up believing.
Right, but I do believe in like Bible more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Christianity.
When you married Warren Jeffs,
Yeah.
did you change your last name to Jeffs?
Not legally.
Not legally, but people would call you Jeffs, but
Yeah.
it wasn't. So the ID you talked about that you forgot to take with you had your maiden name on it?
Yeah, Warner.
Okay.
So my name, I did change my social, was legally adopted, and changed my name. So if you look up Warren Jeffs' wives, I was Lynette Warner. Now I'm Brielle Decker Blanchard.
Wow. Do the other mothers that are married, like the second, third, fourth mother or beyond, do they change their last name legally?
They can't legally.
Okay.
So in the church they're called Jeffs, but outside of the church they're called their maiden names.
So, and that goes for the other wives and other husbands throughout the community?
Yeah.
Okay. I wasn't sure about that.
The first wife is the only one that changes it. So the only one that could be legal.
How does your husband now feel about all this, that you were married to Warren Jeffs?
Oh, he's really quiet about like most things, but
It's good.
he's really good to me.
I'm so happy for you that you were able to put that life behind you, or at least most of the baggage behind
Yeah.
He
you.
probably has to be.
Moving on to a
Yeah,
happier
really.
version of yourself.
Yeah, and we have a house, our own house in town.
What are you gonna be? What are you gonna say if you're her husband? You're like, man, you were a fucking kook back then, dude. Wow, your family is fucking crazy. Like, what the fuck is wrong with? Like, what are you gonna say?
Are you worried that you're gonna get a knock on your door someday and like someone like any of that? Do you think about that stuff?
I do. It's important.
Yeah, a lot of that sucks in those combos. Like, man, I'm sorry that happened to you. Like, yeah.
Well, not to think about it, I think, but it's not like I live in fear. You know, I just do the best I can, and you know, whatever happens, happens. Because there's always going to be angry people. There's always going to be people who don't see it your way.
But the fact that you're public and willing to speak about this on camera means that you're putting yourself out there, but they don't consume social media and they probably won't even see these videos.
But the ex-FLDS do. And there are some ex-FLDS who disagree with some of the ideas that I have, which is fine.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, and there's also some active LDS or FLD. Sorry. Yes, active FLDS people that still follow Warren Jeffs that do scour the internet to look for these people that are talking about
I
stuff.
feel like if you do the best you can, that's all anybody can do.
Totally agree. I'm with you there. People ask me that too. Are you afraid for your family and your life? And I say, what's the point in living in fear?
Yeah.
We're sharing messages that need to be shared. We're trying to help people where we can. And I think you're doing the same, and you've done a great job at it.
Thanks, so have you.
As I leave Colorado City, the echoes of its past still linger. But this isn't just a story of a cult's downfall. It's an account of a place once dominated by fear and control, now fighting for a future filled with hope. The survivors I met inspire me to keep making videos about marginalized people. The path to healing is long, but it's lit by those who refuse to be silenced. From the Hasidic Jews of New York to the Mennonites of Wisconsin, America has so many interesting religions. But visiting the remnants of Warren Jeffs' empire is truly shocking, and I wonder what the future holds for the FLDS. What do you think about this story? Let me know in the comments down below, and thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys next week.
Sick. Absolutely fucking gross and disgusting and sick. Really, really nasty. Ew. Ew, 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 ew. 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 Ew, 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 ew. That was gross. Those people are weird. I mean, not the, like, people, the victims, obviously, but those fucking abusers, man. Those predators and shit. That's gross. I'm gonna go offline. I'm really tired. Did you get back from your trip? Yeah, it was Friday, but whatever. I'm gonna go though. I'm really tired. Spent all day on the beach. The sun drains you, you know what I mean? I'm really low energy. I wanted to do a stream tonight and cover the shit that's going on in LA right now. We did some fun reacts. You know what I mean? I had a great time. Live tomorrow? Probably not, but I don't know, maybe. But I did want to plug this. We will be back. Well, first off, we'll be back Tuesday. First, we'll be back Tuesday with What's Left LA with me and Tofu Ghost streaming together on Tuesday. We'll be doing a conversation with Albert Corrado, who's a really good friend of mine. It's the podcast that Tofu Ghost and I have together. It's gonna be fire. Come back on Tuesday. Wednesday, also gonna be a big night. We have Films for Gaza. If you live in LA, please buy. Sorry, Jesus, man. Please buy tickets. Buy tickets to this Films for Gaza in LA. It's gonna be really fun. It's gonna be really cool. We usually have a lot of chatters come out. It's like a little community meetup in a way. It also is a great fundraiser for Heal Palestine. We're going to be screening at least two documentaries from Palestine. They're both really good. It's going to be really cool. That'll be sick. Then, wait, new announcement. Alert. Check this out. Thursday night. We're watching the fucking debate. We're watching the debate live, 6 p.m. Pacific time, 8 p.m. Central time. Be here or be here and be queer. Okay, come. We are going to watch the debate together. Me, Grimlo, and Tofu Ghost are gonna do Gonna do a stream, like a panel reacting to the debate. It's gonna be sick. Come here Thursday night during the debate. If you think about the debate, think about watching it with me, Grimlow, and Tofu Ghost. Okay? Fuck watching it with Hassan. You know that shit's gonna be boring. Come watch it with us instead, alright? Alright? Okay? Are we all clear? Are we all clear? It's gonna be a fire week of streaming, okay? It's gonna be a fire week of streaming. Are they're allowing people to stream it, or is it audio only? I don't really know. I think probably what my plan is count on us having a like restream of it on Discord or something that you guys can all watch. Count on that. But if that doesn't happen, or I don't know, basically count on it being streamed in the Discord. That will always be fine, and that will be available. But I'm gonna play it by ear otherwise. If Hassan is watching it on stream, or there are other streamers who are watching it on stream, I might be able to pull it up. Grimlow seems to think that we will be DMCA'd instantly because it is CNN debate. So I don't know. I don't know. At the very, very least, you will be able to watch it in the Discord along with us, or we'll have a link pinned in the chat, and you can watch it alongside us. So that's the very worst case scenario. So keep an eye out for all of those things. It's going to be a really big week of streaming. I might take tomorrow off so that I can like kind of prepare and be sleepy and stuff like that. Follow me on my Twitter and my Instagram, link in the chat right now. That's it. I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. Sorry it was so short. I will be back to doing full regular streams soon. I'm also still like, because I was in East Coast for a week, my internal clock is still a little fucked up, so I'm getting sleepy like early, and I don't like to fight that, but you know how it is. So we'll be back to normal like stream periods soon. We're gonna raid Tofu Ghost tonight. Tofu's doing her radio night, and you know I love Tofu radio night. It's really, really fun. She does call-ins on the Discord. It's just like late night radio, so it's gonna be perfect if you are doing something, if you're playing a game on your main monitor or something. It's a really great vibe. Stick around. I might do a call-in or two, depending on how I'm feeling. I love doing call-ins. It's gonna be cool. Anyway, are you ready? Do we have a raid message? Do we have a raid message? Can anybody think of a raid message for the comfy emote that we just got? Poop on Warren Jeffs? Nah. Alright, well anyway. Show Tofu the new comfy emote. Be very nice to her. She's a great friend. Cozy radio raid? Perfect. Prodigy, thank you. Everybody be nice, be generous, and follow if you don't already. Follow Tofu if you don't already. Subscribe to Tofu, pay for